Start the lives. All right, so I'm just making sure that I got the live started over on the YouTube and on the Twitch. Of course, you could follow me, Volcy Thoughts, everywhere on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. All right, y'all. Of course, I can follow me everywhere, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. What's going on, Caddy? I just got to go ahead and share to the people where they can. There we go. I just got to share with the people where they can they can join the chat at. All right. That's there. And over on YouTube, I got to make sure I got to do that. Yeah, I agree. Both Christianity and Islam are colonial religions and they're foreign. I don't think that we need them. I don't think that we ever had needed them. All right, Fire and Steel. Rules of my live is that I don't talk back and forth to the comments. So I'm just gonna go ahead and invite you up. All right. Those are the rules of my live. I typically just don't talk to the comments. I just go ahead and add you up. And let's see. All righty, we got a guest. Chill guy, how's it going? I think I spoke to you before, but just to make sure, are you at least 18? And do you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I'm 18. I disagree with what you got on the board for sure.
All right, cool. I don't think black people should be Christian for several reasons. Why do you think that we should be Christian?
Well, I agree with you in the aspect when it comes to Baptist church because of the Southern Baptist Convention and them being root founded and built off, keeping and maintaining slavery and all that. So I agree with you on that concept. Honestly, black people shouldn't be Jewish either because Jewish people have a supremacy where they think that they're chosen people. It shouldn't be Muslim either because they get degraded there too. But I think when it comes to non-Baptist Christians, I don't really see a problem with it.
What, just being Christian?
Yeah, just being Christian.
It's still a foreign concept that basically suppresses a lot of our spiritual heritage, and I think that's a bad thing. Because of that, it spreads. Because it suppresses a lot of our spiritual heritage, it also spreads white supremacy in that way as well.
What heritage?
What do you mean what heritage? We're not from the Levant.
No,
region,
I'm saying like what does it suppress?
It suppressed African spiritual heritage is always constantly demeaned as demonic or primitive or things like that.
Like voodoo and shit?
Yep.
I guess that's a little weird. Like cutting goats' heads off and shit like that.
It's not any less weird than worshiping a super wizard that's a carpenter that impregnated a 14-year-old with himself. Why is that any less weird?
When she's 14, how do you fact check that?
That was really the typical age, but we can say that we can give it a legal age, right? Let's say she was 22 or 23. It was still basically a wizard that impregnated himself with himself, became a carpenter, then told his followers to symbolically eat his flesh and drink his blood so he can die for a weekend and come back and save humanity because some woman ate from a magic tree. Like cutting, compared to that, cutting a goat's head off is not as weird, or is just as weird, isn't it? How they're.
I guess you're all right in the aspect of drinking someone else's blood. I guess that does sound pretty weird now. Think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
hey, Volcy.
How's it going, Kay? Yeah. So like the African religions aren't literally any less weird than the Christian ones, right? And then when it comes to that aspect,
yeah, I'm just confused on the actual. You're saying it suppresses it, but then you're saying they're equally as weird. So I'm confused in the aspect of
right, because the African religions are actually what our cultural heritage is. So if we're going to be following anything, we should be following the deification of our own cultures, not the deification of somebody else's.
But you understand Africa is a continent, so there's actually thousands and there's hundreds of different cultures. Not everyone.
And Christianity and Islam are not native to any of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's not where I'm going with that. If you let me finish, they're clearly what you're implying is so. Like we brought up voodoo. Not every country in Africa practice that. It's not like Nigeria, like places like that. Maybe it's more present there, but when you say black, like that's not a present. Voodoo is not. There's some countries where they've always been Christian, like new African countries where predominantly in the New Age since the 1700s century.
I'm like, no, they haven't always been Christian though.
Ethiopia is a good example of that.
You're right.
No,
Ethiopia was.
I hate when y'all bring up Ethiopia. The Christianity did not originate in Ethiopia.
Never
I'm
said it did.
not saying that.
No, it did not.
No, it
everybody
did
pause.
not.
Everybody pause. Everybody stop. Let's go by this one by one. So chill. I understand that not every country in Africa practices voodoo as a continent. We get all that, right? What I'm saying is that every single indigenous practice that came from Africa was suppressed during colonialism in favor of Christianity. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ethiopia was never colonized.
So yes, it was. But
They
despite
weren't.
hold on, listen, just chill. What was World War II?
How much you want to bet if I Google it right now? It's going to tell me not only it was colonized.
You want me to pull my computer up right now?
Hold on, pause. Everybody stop.
Oh, you don't want to look it up.
Chill. Listen to my question. What was World War II?
Around like 1940.
Yeah. Did Italy not invade Ethiopia during that time?
They are two completely different. Number one, the second
right,
thing
and when they
happening well before World War II,
and when they invaded, what exactly did they do to Ethiopia? They colonized it. So even if hold on, listen. I understand what you're talking about, right? I'm telling you, you're talking about like the classical colonialism that we're all talking about. What I'm talking about is that sure, Ethiopia wasn't colonized in the classical way, right? That you're thinking about. However, it still was affected. And however, it was still affected by colonization and white supremacy, was it not?
Why is my camera so bad? Sorry about that. I have a new phone. I don't know why it sucks.
I don't care about your phone. I'm asking you, was Ethiopia still affected? Was Ethiopia still affected? Was Ethiopia still affected by white supremacy and the colonization of the continent? Yes or no?
Because it wasn't colonized, therefore it wasn't a regime. It wasn't forced upon people.
Hey, chill. If it wasn't affected by colonization, how come they couldn't trade with everybody else? Can I be frank with
you? I'll answer that question too. So I am Ethiopian, and I feel like and this isn't a sob story or anything. It's just a fact. Since it has been told to a lot of Westerners, it is pretty prevalent in America when we think about the African countries. And to my knowledge, Ethiopia is the only one where it was like proven like it wasn't colonized. I think people, especially groups other than Ethiopia and Africa, take major offense to the fact that we are proud and not being colonized, acting like it's a badge of honor. It is a badge of honor to us. It might make you guys look less or worse because you were colonized, but to us, it is a badge of honor.
Chill,
so
this is besides my point. Wait. Hold on, everybody, hold on, chill.
No, but she just falsely claimed.
Hold on, everybody, hold on, relax. Everybody, relax. Hold on, cool. Everybody, relax. Chill. I understand that in the classical sense, Ethiopia wasn't colonized. I already gave you that, right? But what I'm saying is that, hold on. I know that's accurate, but you didn't actually address what I actually said.
Now move on.
Hold on. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you that is that, yes, Ethiopia was still affected by the colonization of the continent. That is undeniable, bro. You can't deny that Ethiopia wasn't affected by the colonization of the continent.
I never said that.
All right. So, okay. So that's
blocked.
All right. So that's, hold on. But that was my point.
Okay.
When I brought that up, you completely ignored that. Okay, so cool. We understand. Hold on. So we understand that Ethiopia was never colonized. My point is, when it comes to the Christianization of Africa, yes, even when it comes to Christianity in Ethiopia, the indigenous beliefs were still suppressed and are still called demonic. Yes or no? Even Ethiopian Orthodoxy is called demonic by some Christians in the West. It is. I've shown videos of I've shown videos of it, and it's called demonic. Hold on, wait. Listen. Let me just say this. I've actually shown videos of like Christian Ethiopian Orthodoxy to a lot of black people here in the West, and even they've called it demonic. So this is why I said that Christianity should not be that people should not be Christian, because it suppresses and thinks a lot of the a lot of the African spiritual heritage is demonic and is also denigrated. Even even the African versions of Christianity are denigrated.
So you brought up Orthodox, right? Do you know what the Orthodox religion is? The major religion in Ethiopia that you're quote unquote saying Western
Orthodoxy, Ethiopian Orthodox
Christians.
I know, but
Christians aren't calling other Christians demonic,
bro. Yes, they are.
Black people might be who are Christians, and who are you?
Hold on. Chill.
Did you understand the church is bad?
Chill. That's not what I said. Do you understand exactly what I said, bro?
No, maybe I.
Yeah. Of course you did, because you're not actually listening.
I am listening to you.
No, you're not.
Because religions,
right?
But the West shamed them.
Yes, it does.
It can't. How are you saying that they can't be a Christian?
That's how I know that you're not listening. That's how I know you're not listening.
Thing is Christianity.
That's how I know that you're not listening. Listen to what I actually said. When I show people actual footage of how Ethiopian Orthodoxies ran, how you all actually do your ceremonies, Ethiopian Orthodoxy, black people over here in the West call it demonic. And Ethiopian Orthodoxy is an Africanized version of Christianity. So even they call it demonic. So that means all African spirituality is denigrated by other black Christians, by black Christians. Exactly. So hold on. I know you. Hold on. Stop. I know you never heard of it. So what I'm saying is that this is the issue that I have
on your page, Volcy. I think I remember you posting that on your page, like the Ethiopian Orthodox.
Well, one person video was irrelevant to me. So
right. Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. I know that's irrelevant to you, but to my overall larger point, what I'm trying to say is that the reason why I don't believe black people should be Christian is because it was used to oppress us. And it suppresses a lot of our ancient spiritual heritage, a lot of our cultural spiritual heritage, and it denigrates even Africanized version of Christianity. For example, I'll give you another example.
When was it used to oppress?
Hold on. Colonization. So when let me give you another example. My wife is Jamaican. Let me just give you another example, bro. Let me just give you another example. When it comes to
you while the host is talking, I'm gonna drop you.
No, don't drop them. Just have them say on mute. So when it comes to for example,
coming off mute though.
I'm not talking.
Hold on, chill. Hold on. Listen.
There you go, coming off mute.
When it for example, let me give you another example. My wife is Jamaican, right? There's a Christianized version of Christianity in Jamaica called revivalism. Over in Jamaica, they do revivalism, right? It's all like they believe in Jesus and Lord and personal Savior and everything like that, right? But their version of Christianity is heavily more Africanized. They have face paint, they walk in a circle, all that good stuff, right? They even do the masks, right? They do all that good stuff.
Yes.
Even that is called heavily demonic by mainstream Christians, at least black ones. You see what I'm saying? Even though they're Christian themselves, even though in revivalism, they do a lot of Christian things themselves and have a lot of Christian beliefs. So that's what I mean. Even Africanized version of this religion is called demonic by other Christians, which is why we can't even express ourselves in our own cultural fashion without it being denigrated. That's my point.
But the fallacy with that is it does make sense 50% of the time, but the other 50% of the time, the black people you're quoting are accustomed to the European visions of what Christianity should look like.
Exactly.
So they're not. So you're pretty much saying, oh yeah, the same people who colonized you think that you're somehow demonic when practicing the religion, but it's like, yes, but it's not really black people. It's Europeanized black people. So they should just be grouped with the same people.
I'm like, actually, can you put me up on the big screen real quick, Volcy?
Yeah,
because I got something.
I should get her camera so good.
So great. So here, right here, I'm like, I asked Google, when was Christianity started in Ethiopia, and where did it come from?
Never made the claim to start in Ethiopia.
Hold on, no. Because if it didn't start in Ethiopia, it's not an indigenous African tradition. It's not an indigenous. Which goes to my point, and what goes to Volcy's point, it's not native to Africa. And it's not an indigenous African practice. So let me get it out, right? Because I'm not even just talking to you, it's other people here. And stay on mute while I'm talking. No, stay on mute. You know how to follow directions? Stay on mute. Okay, so Christianity started in Ethiopia through the agent, I cannot pronounce that word, Aksumite kingdom in the fourth century. Yeah, I can pronounce that word. Primarily via trades and roots and Greek-speaking missionaries, right? I cannot pronounce that word
I'm
either.
so confused on what point she's arguing because I literally don't even know what word.
Okay.
What is the word that you cannot pronounce? What's the word that you can?
It was just Aksumite. All right, so
and it's also the name of the Greek missionary Frumentius.
What?
I cannot pronounce that word. It's real. It's a tongue twister to me. But anyway, it's right here. Who covered it? King Anisa, making it the official original religion of Ethiopia. Okay, the official state religion.
What is this proving? I'm very lost right now. What this is even?
No, because it's not just you. This is not just about you, because a lot of people, I'm not even saying you, like to pull this point when Black people are talking about Christianity is not a native African practice. They like to say, well, Christianity started in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
That is not true.
It literally says it right there, man. It literally says it right there. And you're not even using a .edu or a .gov. Why don't you pull up a .edu or a .gov and not Google AI overview, which is wrong half the time?
Hold on. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. Everybody, that guy. Be quiet for a second. Everybody, hold on. All right. So chill. Is it or is it not? Is not your claim that Christianity started in Ethiopia? Is that your claim or not your claim?
Give me a second. I want to pull up a .gov or a .edu because can me and you both agree that those are 10 times they are actually respectable?
I don't care about those, bro. I'm just asking you a question. Hold on. I'm just asking you a question. Is it your view that Christianity started in Ethiopia? That's all I'm asking.
It's not my view. It's Google's view.
Okay, cool.
8 billion people.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Everybody stop. Chill. Are you actually saying that Christianity started in Africa?
Yeah, that's a widely believed concept.
No, that's false. That is false. Christianity did not start in Africa. Christianity started in the Levant. The Levant is famously not in Africa.
Where's that, man?
The Levant is basically Palestine, the Middle East area. It's not Africa.
That's straight lies, bro. Can you pull it up? Because I can.
The Levant is not in Africa, dude.
It didn't start in the southeast.
Hold on. Oh, chill. Have you looked at a map? Are you saying that the Levant is in Africa? Are you kidding me right now?
A .gov or .edu. I'm not talking about your claim that Levant's not in Africa. I'm saying Christianity started there. Pull up a .gov or .edu.
Christianity. The first. It even says though in the Bible that they were first called Christians in Antioch. Antioch is in Turkey. Turkey is famously not in Africa.
Hey, while you're just
what are we talking about here?
No backing. Let
Bethlehem.
Me .gov or .edu.
Hold on. Where was Jesus born? Nazareth and Bethlehem, right? Nazareth or Bethlehem, right?
Let me pull up it. Bro, hold on. Jesus is
chill. Listen to my question. The Christianity means followers of Christ, correct?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. So Christ was from Nazareth, correct?
Hold up, man. I'm getting a .gov or .edu.
Hold on. Was Christ from Nazareth or yes or no?
Answer the question, yes or no.
It says in the Bible, obviously.
Okay, so Christ is from Nazareth. Nazareth is famously not in Africa. What are we talking about?
No, it did. Hold on. Right. It actually did not say started in Africa.
It didn't say that at all.
Africa.
It was brought to Africa from outside.
It said it was brought to Africa by Greek-speaking missionaries in the 4th century. That's what it said. So it actually said the opposite. It said it was not brought in Africa.
What's your point? I'm very lost on where you're going. You're like arguing a point that.
All right. So that's why I asked you to clarify what you're saying, Shelby, so we can actually talk about it. Now, you actually did say that yes, Christianity started in Africa. Now this is the point now, because that's wrong. It did not. Christianity didn't start in Africa, bro. Jesus was from Nazareth, which is in the Levant, which is in Palestine. So the entire movement started there. Christianity started after Jesus died, right? When Jesus left the church to Peter, right? Peter was,
and I brought up Google.
Argue with
and
Google,
Google said
me.
it was not brought.
I'll go ahead and do that right now.
Wait.
Hold on, wait. I'm doing it right now. Did Christianity start in Africa? Christianity didn't start in Africa. That's the first thing I found. Literally the first thing. It arrived very early in the first century. No one is denying that. No one is denying that it spread there very early. The moment that I Googled, did Christianity start in Africa? The first thing you find is Christianity did not start in Africa.
Wait, so can I have a conversation with you genuinely?
Go ahead.
Without getting interrupted. Okay. So if my screen is saying, we looked at the same prop, right? And mine's saying yes, yours is saying no. Shouldn't that tell you that my source and your source aren't even as reliable as we're thinking they are? Because
What's
we're
your
getting
source?
two completely, literally Google. What is yours? Pull up it.
Google.
AI. Okay, so again, that's what I'm saying. So why are we? Let's be real. No one in this room was alive that day when it started. So
Go ahead and open your screen, and I'll show my screen. Go ahead, open your screen, and I'll flip the camera and show my screen.
Okay, so that's what I looked up. Did Christianity
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Begin? And then it's right here. Christianity began in Ethiopia.
No, I'll do it right now. Give me a second.
All right,
I'll flip my camera around.
So, you guys, algorithms work with collecting your data and giving you the top popular thing that you constantly search. So the individual data that Google...
I've never searched this in my life. I'm not going to lie on my computer.
Well,
it's a brand new computer.
Listen, you have to do it educational-wise and educationally speaking. And you can look this up in universities and .edus.
Yeah, we need a .edu or .gov. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
see, here it is. I put it right there. You see, did Christianity start in Africa? There it is right there. Christianity didn't start in Africa.
Yeah, your AI says no, mine AI says yes. So we're like, where? And her AI actually before, what are you talking? Hers literally just said yes, it did begin. She had the same one as me earlier.
No.
I should have screenshotted it.
It didn't say that at all. It didn't say that at all. She's gonna bring it up again. She's gonna bring it again.
Go back to the last tab. Go back to her last tab. It literally said yes. I promise you, it said yes.
Let's see yours. Let's see yours then.
Who, mine again?
Yeah.
I'll show you again. I've already showed you multiple times, but here I'll show you.
You haven't shown me anything.
I literally have. Are you not looking at my screen?
I'm only seeing your PFP. I'm not seeing any screen.
You're not seeing a screen right now.
No, I'm seeing your PFP. Hold on, I'll expand you. Hold on.
You don't see my? No,
it's just your PFP.
What the hell? Why am I able to turn my camera on?
I don't know. You better figure that out. But it's on your PFP.
You don't see a camera right now?
Nothing. It's just your PFP.
What the hell?
I don't see anything.
Do I have to click save? Oh wait, do you see it now?
Yeah, now I see your camera.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, my fault. That's on me. Hold on. Flip it. Okay. Do you see it?
I see your keyboard.
You see this?
All right. Did Christianity begin in Ethiopia? Christianity began in Ethiopia in 4th century AD.
So bro, we're literally, yours is saying no, it didn't begin in Ethiopia. Then mine saying yes. So like, I'm literally telling you, these are irrelevant.
Hold on, wait. You put in your search. Look what you put in your search. Did Christianity Ethiopia begin?
Oh, you want me to switch it? You want me to make it perfect? Here we go.
Yeah, type in, did Christianity begin in Ethiopia?
May I interject something?
No.
Okay.
Look, can you put me on the big screen real quick? Just really quick.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Because according to one of the key points, the origin. Okay, so I'm like, I put, did Christianity start in Ethiopia? No. Ethiopia didn't start Christianity.
And I put the same thing.
And guess what? In Judaism, in Judah with Jesus.
I tried to get you a .ai or .gov because it's bullshit. Because we're getting different stuff. So like, let's just get a .gov.
All right, hold on. Wait. I can parse this out here, because the issue is with language. Like for example, when you put Christianity Ethiopia begin, what you brought up, it said Christianity began in Ethiopia in the 4th century AD. However, what they're not saying that Christianity itself began in Ethiopia. They're talking about when it began within Ethiopia. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm just pulling up a .gov or .edu so we can
right. Chill. Listen, .gov and .edu doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It does.
Hold on. Chill. Listen to what I'm saying.
Maybe not to you, but it does.
No, it doesn't. That's not what matters here. That's not what matters here.
They're reliable sources. You don't reliable.
Having
sources.
a .gov doesn't make it a reliable source because I can create a .gov website right now that says the moon is made of cheese. That does not make it a reliable source.
Wait, you're the government?
So I can buy a .gov domain and say that the moon is made of cheese. That does not make it a reliable source.
You can't do it .edu because you don't own a university, bro. Like, do you know what .gov and .edu mean or stand for?
I know what they stand for. Don't. I know what they stand for. I can start those .gov and .edu. I can start a .gov or .edu and say that the moon is made of cheese. So listen to what I'm saying.
Wait.
Hey, chill. Listen what I'm saying.
In front of everybody.
Hey, chill. Listen what I'm saying.
Hey, put me on the big screen, man. No, anyone cannot get a .gov. They are strictly reserved for verified.
Great. You're right. You're right about that. You're right. Chill. You're right about that. What I'm saying is that just because it's .gov doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. So when the issue here is the issue of language. When you saw Christianity began in Ethiopia in the 4th century AD, they're not talking about Christianity itself. They're talking about the history of Christianity within Ethiopia. They're not saying Christianity itself started in Ethiopia. That's not what that means.
Wait. So when I have mine that says Christianity began in Ethiopia, and it says, when I reworded it to not be like begin Christianity Ethiopia, when I said Christianity began in Ethiopia and it says yes,
no,
what do you get to say then?
Put in did Christianity begin in Ethiopia, and I'll bet you'll find something that says no.
Do what I did.
Wait, why don't you pull up a .gov or a .edu?
Definitely from the Palestine. I mean, even the.
It's not your turn yet.
Hold on, Christian missionary. It's not your turn.
All right. So you want a .edu of Christianity beginning in Ethiopia?
Hold on, wait.
What exactly do you want, bro?
You just said a government source was unreliable, so I'm like confused. I mean, you did backtrack and admit you were wrong, so I do appreciate that.
No, I admitted that I was wrong, that anybody can't start a .gov site, but just because it's .gov doesn't mean that they have the authority on everything. That's not what those are two different things.
It means it's a reliable source.
All right, so which .gov site is going to say it's a reliable source that Christianity itself began in Ethiopia? Which .gov site? Let me go to it right now.
You actually want a .edu to satisfy this guy.
Yeah, let's get a .edu site.
Is going to be a political bias with a .gov, so don't trust the .gov. You need a .edu. But what he fails to understand is the way he's wording the question is the reason why he's getting the prompt in the Google. If he words the question just like you worded the question, he'll get the same answer.
He's going to get that same. I know. He's gonna get the exact same answer.
If he paid attention to its own prompt, it said.
But Caddy, he said that the issue was language.
Yeah, the issue was language.
14th century. If he paid attention to his own prompt, it says the 14th century. Ethiopia is older than that. Ethiopia predates that. So we're talking about indigenous spirituality that already existed in Ethiopia prior to
I'm only speaking about Africa.
Bro,
I'm only speaking about Africa.
Speaking of Africa is not.
We need to hold on. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. All right, so chill. This is a completely different claim now because I asked you like 10 minutes ago, is it your claim that Christianity itself started in Africa? You said yes.
Oh no! So now you're saying that Ethiopia was the first country.
We know that already. That's not what we're arguing.
I agree.
That's never what we were arguing.
How could it be? How could Ethiopia be the first country if it was spread to them by Europeans? Like what?
Nah, bro, he's switching up.
That's not what we. Yeah. Now he's switching up what we're arguing, bro.
I guess I'm switching up.
Yeah, you're switching up what we're arguing, bro.
Switching up now. Arguing two different.
Hold on. No.
You're
bro.
right on your point.
Hold on. Chill. The first thing I asked you was, is it your claim that Christianity started in Africa? You said yes. You started in Ethiopia. That's what we've been talking about this whole time.
I meant that they were the first country in Africa to start with.
Bullshit. Why would we bring this up then? What was it the past 15 minutes about?
I didn't bring it up. KK brought that up.
You're changing the point.
KK, you're the one that brought it up, talking about you were arguing.
I'm like, I didn't bring it up. I brought it up because
I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm not wasting any more time. All right. So, just some guy. How's it going, just some guy? Are you at least 18? And can you give us a good reason why Black people should be Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelite?
I am over 18, but I was just joining to respond to the point that you guys were discussing. But now that that's over, I can drop.
Okay, cool. Not a problem.
Okay, do you want to? I'm like, actually, does he want to address it and then before he drops? Maybe it could teach someone something in here.
Yeah, I can address the Ethiopian controversy. Ethiopian was founded in Syria, Palestine, in the 1st century AD. The oldest records of Bible that we have that are continuously kept are from the Ethiopian Tawahado Church, and they're in the Gez language, which is their indigenous language. And Christianity spread to Ethiopia in the 4th century, and they have one of the most reliable sets of scriptures in the world because it's been an unbroken lineage in the same language since the 4th century.
I'm like, I don't think that. I'm like, well, that's not what the argument is. The argument is, did it originate in Ethiopia? And the answer is no.
I agree, and that's why I said I was willing to drop, because I was, that's all I was coming here to say. So
okay, not a problem. Hey, I appreciate you, Rand.
No problem.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm like, but the argument has always been the origin, not whether I'm like the oldest documents of Christianity. I would not. That wouldn't even be an argument. I would say yes. You would the oldest. If you were asking me when is the oldest Bible or documents of Christianity is found in Ethiopia, I would say yes. If you ask me if it originated in Ethiopia, I would say no, because those are two different things, which you just acknowledge.
Exactly. All right. I'm not sure how to say this name. Yuzu Shifta.
My name is Yazoo Shatifa.
All right, Shifta, how's it going? Are you at least 18 and do you have a religious indoctrination?
Yes, I do, and I am 42.
All right, great. Which one? Which religion would you happen to be?
I am a Nazarene.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's a sect of Christ followers who do and teach the law.
Okay. So I guess Christian. I don't think Black people should be Christian. Why do you think we should be?
Because in a sense, Black is a misnomer word. You were actually ebony, and the word had been.
Oh,
you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So let's not go through all that. We shouldn't be Christian. Why do you think we should be?
I'm like, people of African descent should not be Christian. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what Black as a race means, that you have African ancestry.
Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. So let's not go through that. Shifter. We should not be Christian. Black people should not be Christian. So why do you think we should be?
Because the Bible in its origin is an Afro-Asiatic language. And if you're saying that you're African, then that's a part of it.
All right. So when you say Afro-Asiatic, you're talking about Hebrew?
No, the Afro-Asiatic language is the region of North Africa, Northeast Africa, all the way up to the Levant. All of those people in that region spoke the same root words.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. But
I mean, they spoke Aramaic, which is a Semitic language, Aramaic and Hebrew.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, yeah.
I with you.
Right. So yeah, that's. So Aramaic and Hebrew are, like, let's say those are Semitic languages. Now, if you're going to say Afro-Asiatic, like that family, okay, yeah, sure, is Afro-Asiatic, but so what? That doesn't mean we should be Christian.
I want to add something to this here. You have to understand the root of language and where language comes from. It starts off from being like simple, forgive me, but clicking sounds, and then it evolves later on as we progress as a species and migrate and stuff. The language changes dramatically from that to other things. So the root language of all humanity is that of the earliest languages spoken in Africa, because of the cradle of civilization, understanding of where life began. So in that understanding, you can say that the other languages in the Middle East are just branch off languages that came out of some parts of Africa if you're following migration theory out of Africa, and they cross different cultures and different things merged, and other languages emerged, and other cultures emerged, and other empires emerged as well. So yeah, I mean, in a way, yes, you're kind of right, but you're also wrong because you got to understand all languages come out of Africa. And
basically all languages come out of Africa. So basically German is an African language if you want to go that far. But like what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, sure, they spoke, let's just go ahead and for the sake of argument, they spoke an Afro-Asiatic language. So what? That doesn't mean that the religion in of itself is indigenously African. The Levant region is not in Africa.
Yeah, North Africa and Northeast Africa, where the Ethiopians are and the Chadic people and all these people, is Afro-Asiatic tongue. So like if you want to really understand like the words of the metal netter gods and stuff like this, you're going to have to understand Afro-Asiatic language because it's all Afro-Asiatic.
So what?
That's the point.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's completely irrelevant to what I'm saying. So what? Like that religion is still not indigenous to the continent. It's not indigenous to Ethiopia. It's not indigenous to Kenya or Somalia. It's not indigenous to.
I'm like places. Also, I want to name this all of the places he named: East Africa, North Africa, etc. Let's say even if this were true, it would not apply to you or I, Volcy, because we are descendants of West and Central Africans. So that's irrelevant.
Okay. If you say so, if I can finish though.
I'm like, no, it's not just that I say so, because those are two separate parts of Africa. They had two different ethnicities, different spiritual practices. So that's not me just saying so. That is a fact.
Right. And you said for a fact, you come from this particular part. Like if I was to show you,
it's the ancestry. We all know that the slaves that were brought to the Caribbean and to the United States did come from what we now know as West and Central Africa. That's not me just saying. That's not opinion. That is a geographic. That is a fact. Archaeologically and an ancestry can prove that as well. Yeah. So that is not a fact. My sister literally did her ancestry test, and we have ancestry what is now known in present day Nigeria, and and I think Ghana and Sierra Leone. That is West Africa.
So if someone has,
you need to learn language anthropology all over again. From you need to go study language anthropology, and then you'll have your answer there. But it's irrelevant.
Right. So I want to give Shifter a chance. All right. I want to give Shifter a chance. All right. So Shifter, we're from West and Central Africa. Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate that you actually said that and you noticed that they're not, in a sense, letting me talk. So if I have DNA that comes from the Levant area, how did I get here?
Do you have DNA from the Levant area?
There's plenty of people who actually do, who are dark.
I didn't say what. I'm not asking about plenty of people. Of course, plenty of people have it. There's Gaza, there's Palestine. But I'm asking about.
They are black,
hold on, wait. I'm asking about black people on this side of the world.
Yes.
Is our DNA from the Levant region, or is it from? Bro, hold on. Listen to my question. Hold on. Listen to my question. I'm asking about black people on this side of the world. Is our DNA from West and Central Africa primarily, or is it from the Levant region? I'm not denying that there could be some people who have DNA from the Levant region because we know that, unfortunately, there were Jewish slave owners. Unfortunately, we know that to be the case, right? So, yeah, there could be some Levantine or Jewish blood in some black people. That could happen, right? But I'm talking about primarily because when we actually look at the DNA of black people from this side of the planet, 70 to 80% of our DNA is West and Central Africa, and the other 20 to 25% is European, and the other 2 to 5% is Indigenous American, Native American. So there could be some people who do have Levantine, but primarily, where's it from?
So in a sense, you just said wipe out all the people who actually could be from North Africa or Northeast Africa, like all the people from Ethiopia. Which
no, brother, that's not what I said.
It sounds like you all the same.
No, that's not what I said. Hold on, listen to what I said again. I need you to listen to what I said again. When it comes to people who are descendants of the slave trade, where is our DNA primarily from? Primarily, it comes from West and Central Africa, about 70, 75 to 80%. The other 20 to 25% is from Europe, and the other 2 to 5% tend to be indigenous American, especially if you're an African American. 2 to 5% tends to be indigenous, 20 to 25% tends to be European, and the other 70, 80% tends to be Central and Western African. When you're Caribbean, almost up to close to 90% of it is African, 5 to 10% the European, and the other 2 to 3%. Yeah, because we were enslaved too.
I'm like, well, Caribbeans have more because, well, y'all were more isolated from
more isolated, exactly. And then 2 to 3% tend to be Taino, right? So I'm not saying erase everybody
even with African Americans, the farther down south you go, the more African ancestry they tend to have.
Exactly. So even Southern Black Americans tend to have more African ancestry because of segregation and everything like that. So
especially the Gullah Geechee people.
Especially them, exactly. So when I'm asking Shifter, I'm asking about primarily where does our DNA usually come from? Black people on this side of the planet. Now, of course, hold on, wait. I'm trying to finish. Now, of course, you have people who are Ethiopian, Eritrean, folks like Nipsey Hussle, right? Of course, he's going to have a whole bunch of East African in him because his father was Eritrean. So yeah, so of course that happens.
His mother was Black American.
His mother was Black American. So of course, yeah, we're going to have all that, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about primarily where does our DNA come from?
Yeah, the reason why, like, if you repeated yourself and it took 10 minutes to do it, I understood what you were saying. You just have a simple question. The people, in a sense, who were ruling Egypt, would you consider that they were Black?
The people who were ruling, yeah, because a lot of them were Nubians. I'll consider a lot of them to be Black people. Yeah, sure.
No doubt about it. So Nubia is, in a sense, a Cushitic language as well. These were Black people. Now, we know that they're not there now. So where did they go?
They're in, Nubians still exist, bro. Nubians are still there.
No.
They still exist. They exist.
They're in Sudan.
Numbers, but they do exist there.
Hold on, brother. Listen, you're saying that they were ruling in Egypt. Mm-hmm. We have the pictures on the wall. They were clearly Black. We all acknowledge this. Mm-hmm. They're not ruling there no more. So where did all of those people go? Is what I'm asking you.
They're in Sudan. Nubians still exist. Nubians still exist, bro. They're in Sudan. Or like how Felipe said.
I'm like
Shifter.
Hold, let me just get this out because I know there are some that are still in Egypt. For example, my sister that you know, her father is a quarter Egyptian because his father was half Egyptian, half Black American. And I do know that there are Black, I think they call them, don't quote me, I think they call them Coptics in Egypt. They're dark-skinned Black people.
So you said you're not Nubian, host?
No, I'm not Nubian. I'm Akan. Most of my DNA is Yoruba, Akan, and Fon because I'm Haitian, and Igbo, which is why I have this little knot in my head. So because I'm Igbo.
Did any Nubian people come over on the slave trade?
I'm not sure. That could possibly be the case. Like I said, hold on. I just need you to understand what I'm saying. The people who used to rule Egypt in ancient time, right? Because the ancient Egyptians, we all know that they were ruled by different dynasties, right? There were people who were indigenous Egyptian, then the Nubians ruled them, then the Greeks ruled them, et cetera, et cetera. So it all shifted around that time. This was ancient times. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it all became different. The Black people who were the most prosperous Egyptians, yeah, they're still there, right? A lot of them are in southern Egypt or they're in Sudan. The Nubians, they're still there. But when it comes to the slave trade, as I said again, primarily our DNA is from Central and Western Africa. You asked about me. My primary DNA is Yoruba, Akan, Fon, and Igbo, or Igbo. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Sorry.
And according to my sister, who did our DNA, our maternal Black ancestry is primarily Anyway, our maternal Black aunt, I believe, is modern day Nigeria. That is the largest component. Sierra Leone and Ghana. I think those are our primary. And then there's others, but those are our largest components of African.
May I also mention, when you're looking at anthropology, keep in mind that,
how does he keep getting up here?
You gotta block him.
I'm a block.
Do not invite Michael up here no more.
Keep in mind, anthropology, when you're looking at anthropology, a lot of cultures did a lot of trade, and a lot of ways they had to do trade was figuring out how to communicate with one another. So in anthropology, you get a different types of cultures meeting up and helping like language form between them, and other languages come out of different cultures meeting and talking. So there's a lot of that also going on, especially when you talk about Egypt, which was a really primed, like, if you follow, like, you know, the Silk Road as an example, there's plenty of trade routes where a lot of people would come from different places and do trade. And one of the ways they had to learn to communicate was figuring out linguistically similarities between stuff. You know what I mean? So a lot of languages evolved through cultural exchange as well. So, you know, you really got to do language anthropology to really understand the evolution of language. To use language as a culture, like, oh, it's definitely, I'm from this because of this language, is like the wrong way to look at anthropology, language anthropology, and the evolution of language. So, you know what I mean? Like, the prompt is about should you not be a religion? You know what I mean? And you got to understand, Abrahamic religions, they're native only to the Middle East. Everywhere else, they spread through conquest, conversion, or awkward way of syncretism. You're using language when language is not even a factor in the situation.
He's not from the Levant. Where do you get that from?
Wait, who?
It's historically accurate.
Abraham
because Middle Eastern religions are only native to the Middle East.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Everybody pause. You just said that Abraham is not from the Levant?
No, he's not. That's north. Abraham.
No, that's correct. That's correct. Abraham is from Mesopotamia.
He's from like Saudi Arabia. He's like
he's from Mesopotamia.
Okay, so
that was around Iran, Iraq. If I'm not mistaken, Mesopotamia is around Iraq area. I'm not sure, but that's not Saudi Arabia.
Abraham was born in Iraq.
That's in that area. That's not north. You all thought Iraq was north. Iraq is closer to Ethiopia than it is what you all are talking about. Babylon and all of that is around where Abraham was. When you all are talking about the Levant, you're talking about like northwest. Abraham is from. Yes, you are. Pull up a map.
Oh, okay. No, I'm picturing it right now. You're right. Yeah. The Levant is more towards the west. Yeah, Abraham was more from Iraq, more towards the east. But yeah, right. So what?
Yeah. That's the point. It was closer to melanated people or ebony people.
Yeah. So
where he's from.
So,
but you're saying in the sense that Abraham has no association with Africa.
He doesn't. Iraq is not in Africa.
The Ethiopia is. So the four, if I can finish or not, I don't know.
All right, hold on. So Shifter, this is what you're trying to say, that because Abraham was from Iraq or ancient Iraq or Mesopotamia, and that's close to Ethiopia, therefore, like the original Bible and stuff is no, it's not.
Okay,
these were completely different These were completely different civilizations, my friend.
Yeah,
like they have nothing to do with each other. Only thing they had to do with each other was trade. That's it.
Whenever we can talk. Man.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna let you talk. But you cannot simply say that just because Abraham was from Iraq and Iraq is close to Ethiopia, these were all the same cultures. They were not.
This is what I'm saying to you is this the Afro-Asiatic region. These people were mixed in together. In a sense, it's almost like you saying that they were segregated or something. Like
but Iraq is not Afro-Asiatic, bro.
I'm saying
Mesopotamia is not Afro-Asiatic. It's not.
So I got you. I'm gonna help you out. So Akkadian.
No, you're not gonna help me anything. Yeah, our ancient Mesopotamia is not Afro-Asiatic. That's Iranian. They're Aryan.
I can't talk.
Their language. Hold on. I'm going to let you talk, but I'm not going to let you condescend and I'm not going to let you say some dumb shit and then condescend to me. The Iraq area is not Afro-Asiatic. It just isn't. Afro-Asiatic is the Levantine region. Hold on. Let me finish. Afro-Asiatic is the Levantine region. Northern Africa and Northeast Africa, like Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. That's the Afro-Asiatic region, right? Once you get more east to Iraq, the Iraqis did not speak an Afro-Asiatic language. They spoke an Aryan language.
You got ChatGPT?
Yeah, I got ChatGPT. They spoke an Aryan language. The ancient Mesopotamia spoke an Aryan language, not Afro-Asiatic, bro.
What language do they speak right now?
The Iraqis?
Yeah, right.
In Iraq. Hold on. Everybody be quiet. All right. The language of Iraq. Give me a second. I know it's not Farsi. I know Farsi is Iran. All right. So in Iraq, they speak Arabic and Kurdish. And
no doubt.
Yeah, Arabic and Kurdish, because Arabic is Semitic, and
Which is
Kurdish.
Afro-Asiatic, brother.
Hold on, give me a second.
How do you think that the Egyptians?
Hold on, give me a second. Okay, let's see. Arabic is Afro-Asiatic. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah,
Arabic is Afro-Asiatic.
brother.
And Kurdish, let me see.
That's new.
Kurdish is Indo-European. So yeah, they speak. That's not new. Indo-European has been around for thousands of years.
No,
but you're right about it. Yeah, you're right about Arabic. Arabic is Afro-Asiatic. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, when saying that it's Afro-Asiatic, therefore they're all part of the same, like, culture or whatever. That's kind of silly, bro.
So like, even people see, like, you saying that it's silly, but you like Japanese people and Chinese people, they look the same and they don't speak the same language.
And they don't have the same culture.
I'm with you. And
they don't share the same ethnicity either.
I like to finish that.
That's correct too.
All right. So Shifter, I understand that these are part of the same language family. You're correct about that. They are part of the same language family. However, Korean, Mandarin, Cantonese, and Japanese are all part of the Oriental language family, right? But Koreans, Chinese people, and Japanese people, and Han Chinese people, and Manchu Chinese people are not all the same culture, are they?
I agree.
No.
Right. So Iraq and Ethiopia and all of them, they can all still be part of the Afro-Asiatic language family, but that doesn't make them part of the same culture. Because as you just admitted, Korean, Japanese, Mandarin, and Cantonese are all part of the Oriental language family, but Han Chinese and Manchu Chinese and Japanese people and Korean people are not the same culture, even though they're in the same language family. So you can't say that because ancient Iraqis and everything like that and ancient Ethiopians were all part of the same language family, therefore they're part of the same culture. You can't use that argument anymore.
I'm not saying that it's part of the same culture. I'm saying that they was all ebony individuals.
Yeah, they were dark skinned. I'm not denying they were dark skinned. That doesn't make them black people.
Right.
Indonesians are dark skinned. They're not black.
Here's the thing. There's no such thing as black people. That's a misnomer that's made up.
No,
bro, you know what I'm talking about when I say black people. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm talking about.
We are talking about people of African descent, i.e. black people, do exist.
It's impossible for you to be Afro-Asiatic and not be African. That doesn't make any sense, but you're all the same.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on, y'all. All right. So ZBL, how's it going, ZBL?
He's one of those crazies.
He is? Damn. All right, ZBL, you're going to talk to me for 15 minutes, and then you're going to move on to the rest of the panel, which is going to be Caddy and Kay. So for 15 minutes, ZBL, everybody's going to mute up. You're going to talk to me specifically. All right, ZBL, are you at least 18? And what is your religious indoctrination? You there, ZBL? Please take yourself off mute. Come on, ZBL. You had a lot to say in the comments. Please get off mute, unless you can't hear me. There you go. I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, ZBL. Are you at least 18? And what is your religious indoctrination?
I'm over 18 years old, and I'm Orthodox.
All right, great. I don't believe that black people should be Christian. Why do you think they should be, if you do?
I agree with you. Black people should not follow Christianity.
All right, so which orthodoxy are you then?
Ethiopian Orthodox.
Which orthodoxy? Because there's Jewish Orthodox and there's also Christian Orthodox. Which one?
Definitely.
All right, so you're Jewish Orthodox?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trolling me right now, ZBO? Yeah, he's trolling me.
ZBL, I'm just gonna drop you.
Bye. Yeah, he's trolling me.
There's no
time
for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm done with that. All right. So, Gutter Code. How's it going, Gutter? Are you at least 18? And what is your religious indoctrination?
Hey, yes, I am at least 18, and I'm Christian.
All right.
I'm kind of curious. I don't know what HBI is. What's HBI?
Oh, BHI, Black Hebrew Israelite. If you ever been to the United States, though, you'll know exactly who that is. But
sorry,
if you haven't been, don't worry about it.
And I hope you never do, because it's I'm embarrassed that they exist.
Yeah, like if
really,
if you're a white person, they'll harass you. It's really bad. But so I do not believe that Black people should be Christian. You think that we should?
I mean, okay, so let's just start with you and I are probably not going to agree about this. And I was kind of hoping that maybe we could find some areas where we do agree and perhaps start there.
Okay, sure. All right, give me 1 second. I'll put the time on the clock.
But
hold on. I'll put the time on the clock.
Clarity.
I got you. I'll put the time on the clock.
Awesome.
So we'll talk for 15 minutes, and then Caddy and Kay will talk to you next. All right, everyone. Go ahead and request. Keep liking the live. Just for a quick commercial break, y'all. I do have a give goal. Go ahead and get me up to my give goal. It's only 25 more that I need. Let's get us to 10K, y'all. Let's get it to 10K in about the next 5 to 10 minutes. If we don't get there, Kay will shut off the comments. All right. So let's go ahead and get to 10K within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
And Ariel, and our new mod, Ariel's in the building. So between her and I, we're on a tight ship. Okay.
Yep, she will. They will stop the comments if we don't get to 10K within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Everybody who is here, I appreciate y'all. Stay in the chat, and we will talk soon. Gutter, I'm gonna start the clock over with you just to be fair. Give me 1 second. Let's start the clock over. You're gonna talk to me for about 15 minutes, and then you'll talk to Kay and Caddy. Okay, everybody, mute up. Gutter, I do not believe that Black people should be Christian. If you are Black and Christian, please tell me why. But if you're not Black, that's fine. Tell me why you think Black people should be Christian.
Okay, I am Black, and could I maybe understand from your perspective why Black people shouldn't be Christian, Muslim, or the other one?
Black Hebrew Israelite. All right. So for Black Hebrew Israelite, it's because they're insane. And for Christian and Muslim, both of those religions were used to denigrate and suppress our ancestors and our spiritual heritage, and they were used to oppress us, and they were used to spread Christianity definitely was used to spread white supremacy. Islam was used to spread Arabic supremacy over Black people. As a matter of fact, we still see that today with the name for Black people in Arabic being slave. So we know it was used to denigrate us, suppress our spiritual heritage, and spread supremacy over us, and used to oppress us. So we should not follow the religion of our oppressors.
Yeah, I do not disagree with that. There's nothing so far you've said that I would disagree with, insofar as religions being used perhaps not in the way that they should have been, and that it's unfortunate that has happened. And so as far as my position about why I believe that we should follow Christ or be Christians or believe in Christianity is simply because I see it as the truth. Now, again, you and I aren't going to agree on this. Aside from it just being a religion, there are genuine benefits to being a true follower of Christ, in the sense that you are trying to obey God's will.
Okay,
do you disagree with that? Like, aside from whether it's true or false, let's leave that aside for now. But actually following what is in the Bible in the way that it was intended for us to be Christians is a good thing, generally speaking.
It's impossible for me to answer that, because what it means to be a true Christian means different things for different people. Like, for example, it was studied in the United States that white Christians and Black Christians and even Hispanic Christians view Christianity through different lenses in different ways. So yeah, for a black person, they're going to say that it's an advantage, right? But if you talk to a white Southerner from the 1960s who also professed Christianity, they're also going to say the same thing, but those same people would lynch our ancestors. You see what I'm saying? So according to them, that was Christianity, because all of those horrific pictures that you see of black people being strange fruited, those happen on Sunday morning. You see what I'm saying? Or Sunday after church, and those barbecues and everything.
Picnic.
Right.
Exactly. So you see what I'm saying? But that was Christianity to them. So when you ask, the way it was intended, who's the intent? We don't know. That's the issue with Christianity. And of course, God has never come down himself and said, this is what I intend for you to do. We have to go off an interpretation that some pastors give us. So your question, like, I get where you're coming from, right? Because I know how black people, even across the pond, view Christianity. But like, it's not really possible for me to answer that.
No, and again, that's very fair. And I'm actually from Botswana. My uncle was killed in South Africa back in the apartheid days. My grandfather died there too. So I know exactly what you mean when you talk about people who say are Christians, and then it's okay. It's just something you deal with. So I do understand when you say that people who are Christians and look a certain way would then go and do unspeakable things on the very day they go and profess their love and, their love for God and their love for Jesus and how much of a good Christian they are, whatever. Yeah, that. And then they go and do something absolutely terrible. But again, when I go back to, what the Bible tells us we're supposed to do, I'm not going to judge those people, but for me, that behavior was not Christ-like. It was not Christian behavior. It was people who perhaps identified with Christianity, but were not truly acting out of what God intended for us to be as Christians. I don't know if that makes sense.
What did God intend us to be?
Okay, so the two rules, first of all, we're supposed to obey God. And the two rules, the two commandments, the most important commandments are love thy God and love thy neighbor. It doesn't show love on my part if I look a certain way and then I persecute you because you look a different way. Instead of, if I was white, I'm not. I don't need to go out and start lynching people just because they don't look like me, right? If you don't look like me, I should treat you as though, in the same way that I would want you to treat me. Now, I've heard someone else come with what I would say is a ridiculous interpretation of the golden rule, where he said, if I want someone to kill me, should I then go and kill people? No, that's not how it's intended. What is intended is the good that I wish for to be done unto me. I should to do that good unto you. And if I go out and I act outside of that good, first of all, I'm not obeying God's commandment by treating you the way I would like to be treated myself. Loving you as my neighbor. Can I pause you for a second? All
right, so this is what I would say, right? Yeah, sure. That's the golden rule. Love God as you love yourself and love thy neighbor. The issue with that is that it's still up to interpretation, because you know what a clan member will say? You're not my neighbor. You see what I'm saying? So it's these are the issues that we run into when we ask, it will still be advantageous to be a Christian because of everything that it tells you to do. Number one, you don't have to be a Christian to do any of that, because what you're saying, that golden rule, treat others as you like to treat yourself. That's in any religion or even in philosophies that have nothing to do with religion. For example, in secular humanism, the main idea is to uplift humankind and uplift human well-being. I can do that without having a God, right? Because uplifting human well-being is good for society. That means that as a politician, I will put in policies that uplift human well-being. As a person, I will live my life to do things that uplift human well-being, which means that I won't enslave somebody, I won't steal anything from anybody, I won't purposely antagonize my neighbors, because like that's not a good way for us to live. You see what I'm saying? But if we have this commandment from some, unknown deity that we can't prove to be true, just to say to love your friends and love your neighbors, then people can just decide, okay, who's my neighbor and who's not. But if we have an idea of we're all human beings, then you'll have a lot more people who will live in that way. Now, of course, you can have people who say that, oh, these people with this skin color are not human beings, right? But that's not going to be a very popular idea, is it? Which is why the mustache man didn't win, because that idea that these people from this region that had funny names were not human.
Mustache man.
Yeah, we have to say that because of TikTok. But that idea didn't stick because people were like, no, they're still human. You see what I'm saying? So it's that's why I'm saying like we don't need what you're saying in order for us to behave well. Like, sure, ideally, according to your version of Christianity, yeah, I can say that, right? But is it necessary? It's not.
No, it's not necessary, not at all. And again, like I'm glad that we can agree on the fact that it's objectively in the best interest for humanity for us to act in that way, where we see everyone as our neighbor, where we see everyone as someone. Sorry?
No, I just put the person on mute. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm glad we can agree on the fact that it is objectively good for all of us to treat everyone with the same dignity that we would like to be treated with. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that this is my view of what Christianity is. My brother, it's not my view. It's if you read the Bible enough and you actually take the time to understand it from the full context of what it is we're supposed to take out of it.
How do you explain the plan?
The word of God and twist it. Okay, so I'm going to get there. People can very easily take the word and twist it to fit what they want it to be.
Right. And what I'm saying is that that's
the message that we're supposed to get.
How does black people can be Muslim or Christian?
All right, keep going, Gutter.
So if people take the word and twist it, turn it into something it's not supposed to be, then in that case, nobody should be Christian, because we'd be following what is not intended for us to follow, if that makes any sense. And if it takes us outside of the love that God wants, if people take the word and twist it into what it's not supposed to be. Because if you take something good and you do something horrible with it, you're still doing something horrible.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, right? But like I said, everything that you brought up and that as you already admitted is not necessary for us. Like, we don't need Christianity to tell us to treat other people well, right? We do. It's just not necessary to do. What needs to treat people well is, yeah, like how you said, treat others like how we want to be treated. The golden rule. Now, when you say that, if everybody followed Christianity, I don't think Christianity is even the origin of that idea, because we had civilizations before then. So people have been understood that treating other people as you would like to be treated was a good way to live your life, or it's a good way to have society. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, when people ask that question of, if everyone followed what Christianity prescribes, would the world be good? Is like, the reason why I always say no is because, like, it depends on your interpretation. But even the interpretation that you have, Christianity is unnecessary for that. You can live you can live that way without it. So no, not necessarily. You see what I mean?
Okay. That's, again, I just to be clear, we do agree that Christianity is not necessary for us to live like that. But that's not the entire reason for Christianity.
Right. So what is the reason?
Right. So again, if you say black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or the like Hebrew Israelite, and saying we should not, I don't believe you got specific enough about why we shouldn't. You mentioned, of course, about the history of the oppression that we had to deal with and indoctrination and all of that. I do understand that, but I didn't get a specific about why we shouldn't.
Those are the reasons we shouldn't follow
the Bible is true.
We shouldn't follow the religions or the spirituality of those who oppressed us. And not only that, there's no way to show that it's even true.
Okay, so suppose it is true. Suppose this is just a hypothetical. Suppose it is true, and some people used it in the wrong way. If it is true, hypothetically speaking, and people used it in the wrong way to oppress us and cause us harm in the past, then
but
if
they
it
didn't
is true,
use it in the wrong way.
hypothetically, should we? This is a hypothetic. This is a hypothetic. So hypothetically, in that situation, does it mean that we then abandon what is true simply because some people did?
You can't prove
wrong?
it's true.
No, but I would say no, Gutter, because as what's been said before, they didn't use it in the wrong way, because the New Testament and the hippie Jesus is not the only thing in Christianity, right? There's still the Old Testament. So they a lot of them follow that.
Slavery is permitted. Not only is it permitted, there's even instructions on how to own one. There's instructions for slave masters in the Bible. So it's not. So in fact, in our actuality, they were not using it incorrectly. They were using it correctly. They were using what was in the Bible.
Yeah, and even in the New Testament. How's it going? Even in the New Testament, there was slavery in there as well. Nowhere in the New Testament does it say no longer have slaves. Slavery is wrong. It doesn't say that anywhere, or that even oppressing other people is wrong. It doesn't even say that either. You see what I'm saying? Now you could interpret it that way by other verses, but it doesn't explicitly say to not do that. You see what I mean? So it's like there's no way to show they're using it right or wrong.
Like in the New Testament, where does it say? What does it say about slavery in the New Testament? Could you point me to a verse?
Yeah. Ephesians 6:5-9 says, slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and trembling in singleness of heart as you obey Christ, not with a slavery performed merely for looks to please people, but as slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from the soul. Render service with enthusiasm as for the Lord and not for humans, knowing that whatever God good we do, we will receive again from the Lord, whether we are enslaved or free. And masters, do the same to them. Stop threatening them, for you know that both of you have the same Lord in heaven, and with him there is no partiality. So hold on, whose music is that in the background?
Sorry, oh my bad, sorry. But so translation, be a good nigga.
Yeah, be a good little house Negro. 1 Peter 2:18-19 said, slaves, be subject to your masters with all respect, not only those who are good and gentle, but also those who are dishonest. For it is a commendable thing if, being aware of God, a person endures pain while suffering unjustly. So basically, yeah, even though you're a Christian and you're suffering and it's all good and well. Just obey them. You know what I mean? like, go ahead and be a good nigga. That's pretty horrid.
I think black people should pursue this. Black people should pursue this.
Go ahead, Gutter. Since it's your turn, it's not anybody else's turn.
Okay. Right. Thank you, sir. So when the Bible speaks about slavery, it's not slavery as we had it more recently.
That's false.
All the time. I'm not saying. I'm not. Okay. So indentured.
It's false.
Servitude.
That's false. But let's say even if that were the case, it doesn't change the fact that slavery in the Bible is permitted, and that it was used to justify enslavement of Black Americans in this country. These are facts.
Okay.
This is not opinion.
Hey, Gutter, let me ask you, the slavery that we think about, let me just ask you this question. The slavery that we think about is slavery that's chattel, right? Like you're owned by another person for life and you're considered property.
And that is in the Bible, by the way.
Right. So that's the one we're thinking about, correct, Gutter?
I'm assuming so.
All right. So Leviticus 25:44-46. As for the male and female slaves whom you may have, it is from the nations around you that you may acquire male and female slaves. You may also acquire them among the aliens residing with you and from their families who are with you, who have been born on your land. They may be your property. You may keep them as a possession for your children after you, for them to inherit as property. These you may treat as slaves, but as for your fellow Israelites, no one shall rule over them with harshness. So they were slaves for life.
They just describe chattel slavery. Because it says those after you. So so basically what they're saying is the children that are born from these individuals will also be enslaved. So they are, in fact, describing chattel slavery.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay. Someone's car alarm's going off.
Yeah, that was mine. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Right. Again, look, I'm not denying that there were varying different types of slavery, right?
Yeah, it's not a different type of slavery, though. What are you not getting? With the slavery that is in the Bible is exactly what happened to Black Americans in this country. It was chattel slavery. What Volcy, the verse that he just described, was chattel slavery. The slavery that happened to Black people in this country is the same slavery in the Bible, sir. Mm-hmm. What are you not? It's not different. It's literally not different.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead. Just remember that you have a bit of a delay.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about the delay. Not much I can do about that. So where slave is used, it's not always the slavery you're thinking about. For example, in Exodus, Exodus 21 verse 7, it speaks about how female slaves shouldn't be released once they're sold off by their fathers into slavery. Mm-hmm. That particular type of slavery, I forget the Hebrew word for it, but the intention there was for the daughter to be married off into that family. The word slave is used, but in a different context.
All right. So
okay, none of that is relevant to me.
Right. So you're claiming
because also you haven't even addressed the point that Volcy made, that chattel slavery is defended by the Bible.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is kind of crazy. You're kind of defending slavery, bro. You're saying that these women, even though like they're being sold off to a family, like are you saying that they're not being sold off, they're being married off? Because the Bible uses completely different language for people who are married off, like women who are married off and women who are sold as slaves. They use completely different language for that. So they're making a distinction, bro. Like they're not saying that, they're just using slave in the place of a daughter being married off to somebody. That's not what's happening here. Like the women the females who were sold as slaves were sold as actual slaves. Like you're kind of defending slavery here. That's kind of gross.
That's your interpretation of it, but that's not at all.
It ain't, bro. It ain't, bro. That's not my interpretation of it. That's what it says, bro. It ain't just my interpretation. Like the females who were like, this was a time in ancient cultures where we know that slavery was prolific. So it's not just something that I'm just making up here and just my interpretation. The book literally says so. Yeah, I mean, like females who were sold off as slaves were slaves. And females who were, I think females because of how it sounds, and women who were married off were married off. What's up, Lords? How's it going, Lords? But yeah, Gutter. Yeah, Gutter. Back to you. You see what I'm pointing out here, right?
Yeah. Do you have your Bible anywhere near you?
I have it open.
I don't have mine anywhere near right now.
Do we need to go to the Bible again? Do we really need to do that again? Please, is it really important? Or
yeah, I mean, I have it open. I'm reading the verses off of here. Like, did you want me to go to a certain verse, Gutter?
Yeah, look at Exodus 21 verse 7.
Okay, cool. Give me a second.
I think it's somewhere near there. It might be a little beyond that. I might have got it wrong. I'm not sure.
Well, he does that. Can I ask you a question? Your Bible, right? it's up for allegorical interpretation. And the problem with your Bible is it has no agreed upon allegorical interpretation. And you're not reading it critical thinking wise. You're reading it from, I'm trying to make it fit my belief system, and I'm trying to twist an allegory so that it makes sense for these modern day times. That Bible, when you critical read it, it is way out of date to modern times, and you're cherry picking little verses that justify some kind of morality when the whole thing is really savage and outdated to today's modern day standards. And that's what you have to, no matter how much progressive twisting of the allegory you do, it ain't going to matter, because when you critically read it, it's savage AF. And it's just, you have to acknowledge the level of savagery that is implied within it. And if you don't want to acknowledge that, then you're just trying to do acrobatic linguistics and false allegory to justify it. And therein lies the problem with Abrahamic religion. It's very dualistic, it's very tribalistic, and it doesn't agree with each other at all. They're always at odds with how they interpret it. So, I mean, it's there. Slavery's there. Rape is there. A bunch of indigenous cultures are being pulled from in the Bible. I mean, I can go on.
It's just a waste of time, really. It's really just a waste of time. That's why I was trying to stop the host.
You're accusing me of
entertaining the Bible.
A certain way of approaching reading the Bible.
No,
Could you substantiate that? Like, how specifically do you know that's
Wait a minute. Everybody pause. Okay, everybody pause real quick. Hood, I appreciate you. Okay, just give me 1 second, please. Whoever has music going on in the background, can y'all please pause it? Lords, go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to say something.
The word used in that scripture is Amma. It's just female slave.
I didn't even know that. Thank you, Lords. Gutter, give me 1 second, because I do got to get some people here. All right. So, Bitter Truth. Are you at least 18? And did you want to talk about what I had on the board? Do you think what is your religious indoctrination actually?
Yes, so I'm over 18 and I'm Christian. I believe in God. Everybody.
Gotcha. Pause for me. Blanco, are you at least 18? And what is your religious indoctrination? Blanco?
Yep, I'm above 18. I'm agnostic.
And you're a Muslim. Okay, go ahead and go on mute again for me real quickly, just to let you know your mic is very, very muffled. So try to get that done before we get here. All right, so Gutter, I appreciate you being up. And my homie Bar is on stage. Bar, I see you, brother. Thanks for being up. All right, guys, we're going to... Give me a second. Hey, what's going on? All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Gutter, I do got to get more things here, but you told me to bring up Exodus 21:7. In Exodus 21:7, it does says, when a man sells his daughters as a slave, she shall not go free. She shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she does not please her master, who designated her for himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has dealt unfairly with her. If he designates her for his son, he shall deal with her as with a daughter. If he takes another wife to himself, he shall not diminish the food, clothing, marital rights of the first wife. Is that what you want me to read?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so she's a slave. Cool. All right. Bitter Truth. How's it going, Bitter Truth? Are you at least? Well, you already told me. What is your religious indoctrination?
Yeah, no.
All right. Great. So, Bitter Truth. Why do you believe Black people should be Christian?
Okay, so the reason why I believe Black people or people of color should be Christian is because the people in it were of color, so it will only make sense. So what the Romans did, right? They crucified Christ and they said in their heart, this surely is God, but the Romans also prideful and wicked. They said, we will give the world Christianity, but we'll be the image of God. Remember the Romans, they were very blasphemous. So you know what, we can't hide this God because we see that he is God. So once they crucified Christ, who of course Christ could have stopped it instantly, but it had to be done. The Romans said, this God truly is God. He's above our gods. He truly is the God of the world. But it was so evil. They said, you know what? We're going to paint ourselves as Christ. We're going to give them the Bible, but when they think of God, they don't think of us. when we give them Jesus, they're going to think of us, right? So that's how the Romans tricked you into believing what you're thinking now, because that was their whole plan, to make people hate God by promoting him, by using their image. So you fell for the Roman trickeries. And also,
man,
again,
what? Hold on, what?
Yes,
what the hell are you talking about?
That's why you should do your study. I know.
Let me tell you something.
That's why God sent me. That's why God sent me.
Hold on, Bitter. Go ahead, Lords.
Let me tell you something, Volcy. This is going to be different. That's all I got to say.
I know. That's why he sent me here. It's to help you guys. I know this is all. It's on.
Yes, he believes he's a messenger of God. He's not going to stay on mute. Yeah.
This is going to get ridiculous, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Sorry,
he thinks he's a messenger. He thinks he's a bitter truth. Please. He thinks he's a messenger of God. Yeah.
This is gonna get bad.
Lords, hold on. Yeah. No. Please, before he goes, hold on, please.
Yeah.
Just
Go
1
ahead.
second. Okay. If you're sure God told you to come here, could God tell you the cure for cancer or something tomorrow, or like tomorrow you come on the platform tomorrow with the cure for cancer? If God really told you to come here, surely he could tell you something else.
Okay, so here's a message I was given. You guys got to use your voice to speak out against the people that are hot enough.
I asked you a question. So, can you grant my request or not? First of all, can you grant my request or not? I asked you a simple question. Can you grant that request or not?
The power is in your hands and our hands, right? But to go back,
no. I don't. I have.
Wait, hold on, wait,
bro. Listen to me. I have no power. You have the power, and I'm asking you. You claim to have the relationship with this God, so I'm asking you to get the cure for cancer. Bring it to the live tomorrow. Then we'll send it to a lab or whatever. Okay, but I have no power. I'm just a normal guy, a normal human being. You have the power. Okay, don't push the power to me. So can you get my request done or not? I mean, surely God can't only tell you to come to a live stream to just come say whatever. Like, come with something important at least. So please, can you grant my request?
So we already have the answers. You're just not looking deep within. Just like the answer on the prompt.
All right. So bitter truth. Pause. Everybody pause. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So bitter truth. Your entire thing to say up here is to say that white people, or not just really white people, but the Romans took Christianity and wanted to trick us into thinking that it's theirs, but it's actually quote unquote ours. It's for black people. Is that right?
So the Romans were very blasphemous. They knew Christ was God.
That's not. Hold on. Wait. Stop. You're saying that they quote unquote took Christianity from black people and made it a white thing. Is that what you're saying? Trying to say?
Yeah, to mock God and the people. Yeah.
Okay, so Christianity didn't come from black people at all. It came from Palestinians, bro.
Okay, so first was the Romans, now Palestinians. Okay, so Christianity came from the Palestinians. Where did you get that from? Actually,
the Bible itself, because anything that happens in the Bible, or in archaeology as well, because everything that happens in the Bible happens in the Levantine region. It doesn't happen in Africa.
Okay, so
well, except for the Egypt stuff, yeah. So the Egypt stuff happened in Africa, but I'm talking about when it comes to the majority of it happened in the Levantine area. Like when it comes to Jesus dying on the cross, rising again for a weekend, all that other good stuff, all that happened in Palestine, not in Africa.
Okay, so Moses was mistaken for who again? So are you telling me the Palestinians are Egyptians?
Moses didn't exist.
So let me.
No, I'm not. This based on his book, right? Let's pretend he existed, even though he did exist. But
Moses didn't exist, bro. Moses didn't exist.
So were the Egyptians Palestinians? No, this for argument's sake.
No, the Egyptians were not Palestinians. I already said that the majority of what happened in the Bible happened in Palestine, except for all the Egypt stuff, right? But like when it comes to like Jesus and his disciples rising from the dead, all that happened in Palestine. It didn't happen in Africa. So when it comes to Moses didn't exist. So it's irrelevant.
No, you're claiming Moses, but he did exist.
No, he didn't.
Everybody in the Bible exists. Samson, Moses.
Samson, we don't. Samson's a legendary figure like King Arthur. We don't have any evidence of him. But Moses, we definitely know that the narrative that it gives in the Bible didn't happen. That he didn't exist. There's no archaeological evidence of him. No historical evidence. Nothing. I got a headache, bro. Bar, well,
go ahead and
go, Bar.
Evidence do you need that Moses existed? What evidence?
Yeah.
What would be evidence for you?
Go ahead.
What I was coming up to say to you, it actually just took place like 3 times. Listen, this goes back to the last person that came up too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we having this conversation, you know, it's about Black people and our relationship to these religions. What I'm trying to get us to a point of is we're not Christian because of what's in that book. That's not why we're Christian. Bringing up that book when we having this conversation is irrelevant because we're not Christian because of the book. That's one. Number 2 is the God is not real. The stories never happened. The people never walked the earth. It's all mythology.
I mean, you're just saying that with no
I'm
proof.
not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. So, Volcy, when we having this conversation and they're talking about Solomon, David, Jesus, Paul, Abraham, Isaac, Moses, that's irrelevant to this conversation because we are not Christian because of what's in that book. The God isn't real. So when like the last caller was like, well, let's suppose Christian. No, it's not. We don't have to suppose anything. This is myth making. This is mythology. Why are Black people Christian? Colonialism, oppression. We're not Christian because of what's in that book. So when we having this conversation, because we'll never get to the actual fruit and the meat because they're stuck on the theology and the doctrine and the indoctrination. We got to skip past that because that ain't why we Christian.
I have to admit, the Romans.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my.
Romans did a great job.
I'm talking to my big brother.
I have to admit,
I'm talking to my big brother.
Hey, better mute up yourself. Go ahead.
Your name is not Volcy. I'm talking to Volcy. I only came up here to say that. That's what.
No, I got you, Bar. I got you, Bar. Because you are right.
And another thing, like the question Hood asked him, tell your God to tell an imaginary character to give us y'all gotta let that go. The internal critique shit gotta die when we having this conversation because this conversation is about why are we Christian? And we're not Christian because of that God in that book. No, we're Christian because of colonialism, the doctrine of discovery, Dum Diversas, Inter Caetera.
No, that's correct.
That's all I was gonna say.
No, you're correct, Bar. So that's the reason why we're Christian, not because of we were unconverted because of the power of Jebus or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, that's not why we became Christian because of colonialism.
Because you be having you actually sometimes you get a lot of people that request up.
You guys have to say one correct thing to this whole 20 minutes. I'm
talking to Volcy. You
he's going to do that the whole time.
I know. When y'all put it in the chat, I already knew what was going on. But yeah, you have a lot of people that be requesting up. I'm like, man, Volcy be getting plenty of requests, but it's like these motherfuckers be wasting your time. And I'm not up here with you, so I can't be.
I cook atheists on the daily. Lord know about me. So every day I cook atheists.
That's all I came to say, big bro. That's all I came to say.
It's I appreciate you.
Yo, Kay,
hey, what's up? I seen you invite me, but I wasn't able to.
Yo, of course I saw you because you're supposed to be a part of this conversation.
I know.
So of course I invited you.
Yeah, Volcy, no, I talked to Volcy.
Yeah. I talked to Bar earlier. Oh, hold on, Hood. I talked to Bar earlier. There's some stuff going on, which is why he wasn't here earlier. Yeah. But he had some things going on. So I told him.
Okay. I was wondering where Bar was.
Yeah.
I know. He don't look right. He don't look right without his partner beside him.
Yeah, I know. But he had some things going on, which is why.
Anytime I see this background, I always expect Bar to be there.
Yeah. Also, Be Easy and Rome said they ready to
they ready to rock out.
Yeah, them niggas said they ready to join us. So yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Took y'all today 4 minutes. World record. So God is good. He gave you the answer to your questions. God is powerful. He's God, so this accepted.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to.
I have to get rid of. Now you should be better in the comments. I don't know what to tell you.
I was gonna ask him his proof for the existence of God. At least he would. I would have liked to hear that.
No, trust me, he would have wasted your time, Hood. Trust me, he would have wasted your time.
There is no proof of because see, they've been debating about this shit for thousands of years. Ain't no proof. Yahweh is not real.
Yeah.
So it's no point in us. It's no point. Like, okay, if the conversation is does a God exist, then that's fine. But this ain't that. So it's no point in you even wasting your intellect because you want to hear a well thought out. I'm telling you, want to hear a well thought out, very concise.
We want an intelligent
answer to that question,
part.
and you're not. You gonna hurt you disappointed. You're gonna be disappointed when they give you that bullshit answer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. I think it was Blanco, and then.
By the way, Ariel, Ariel in the comments, sister, if you want to make any mod announcements or comments, definitely like request up. You know, we mods gotta stick together. You know.
Oh yeah, so just quick commercial break, y'all. Quick commercial break. I do appreciate everybody being here. Y'all wonderful. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody who's watching on the Deconstruction Junction. We've been hitting 3,000 views consistently over on Deconstruction Junction. I appreciate y'all. Remember to follow me and subscribe to Volcy Thoughts as well. For those who are watching me on Volcy Thoughts, Resist. You're always in the comments. I appreciate you, Resist. Everyone who's watching me there, y'all go ahead and keep the comments going. Shout out to Resist, who's a mod on my YouTube. And for everyone watching me on the Black Atheist Coalition, we're gonna figure that out, Kay. We'll figure that out how to get you on there, all right?
Yeah. I want to say we are 18. We are 19. Like let's get these likes to 30. Within the next 20 to 30 minutes, or I'm turning off the comments. I want these likes up to 30, and then we're gonna get them up to 40. We gonna get these numbers up tonight because y'all are enjoying this conversation. Like the live, share the live, yeah. I'm like support the host.
There we go.
Period. I see y'all here.
And I see y'all all here. Oh, and I didn't forget you, Tahir. Shout out to Tahir, W to Tahir, one of my best mods, one of the people who came up to me first. Y'all see her little sticker, right? It says cult. That's because when you become a super fan of mine, you do join the cult. All right, so join the cult of Volcy. Like you could see this handsome bald face every single day with this Ibu knot right up here. All right, so I appreciate y'all.
I'm like, I don't even know what features I have that come to what part of Africa, but I do know like I have Nigerian, based on my sister doing her ancestry genealogy. I know we have Nigerian, Sierra Leone, and Ghana.
Oh, dope. Yeah, I have a little bit of Ghana, but most of mine is Benin, Nigeria, and a little bit of Ghana, and I have a lot of Central Africa as well.
I'm like, yeah, most of the biggest three are our largest is Nigeria. I think it's either Yoruba or Igbo is our largest.
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely had Igbo because every time I get around Nigerian, that's the first thing they ask me if I'm from Igbo state. Like, I was born in America.
I'm like, it's funny when I was on Clubhouse. Someone asked me if I'm like, because I was always with the Nigerians, I always felt connected to Nigerians for some reason, and now I know it's the largest part of our ancestry. So it's just like, I'm.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and keep the ball rolling. I think it was Blanco before Mark. Mark, you're gonna be right after Blanco, okay? Blanco, now you did let us know that you are a Muslim. I hope you got your mic issue fixed on because you were a little muffled before. But we don't believe that black people should be Muslim. Why should black people be Muslim?
No, I'm not Muslim. I said I'm agnostic.
Oh, you're agnostic. I thought I heard Muslim. I do apologize, Blanco. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. All right, Mark Crude. I'm just gonna call you Mark. Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Got you. All right, Mark, are you at least 18 and do you have any type of religious indoctrination?
Yes, I'm a 40 years old man and I'm a Christian. I'm not indoctrinated. I am a Christian because I'm informed.
Gotcha.
I feel the best.
Got you. I got you. Pause real quick. Now, all right, guys, he's the only one on the board. If there's any Christian in the comments, please go ahead and come on up. I have the drop in up and ready to go. BHI is Black Hebrew Israelite for the person who asks. If you are in the comments and you would like to come up, go ahead and come on up. If you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Black Hebrew Israelite, go ahead and come on up. So Mark's not by himself. All right, guys, we're gonna try not to jump him, but since there's a lot of people on the board, I'm pretty sure all y'all gonna want to talk to him. Mark, you're gonna talk to me, just me alone, for about 10 minutes.
If y'all don't get them likes moving within the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna turn these comments off. Didn't I say get them likes up to 30?
Mm-hmm. She did. So get those likes up to 30. All right. So Mark, you're gonna talk to me.
It is 5:53. If them likes are not at 30 and by 6:20, I'm turning these comments off.
Yep. Let's get those likes up to 30,000. All right, Mark. I'm gonna put 10 minutes on the clock. You're gonna talk to me alone, and then the rest of the panel is going to go ahead and talk to you. Okay. Let's try not to jump him, guys. He's gonna talk to me first. All right, Mark. Why should we be Christian?
Yes. So thanks for giving me the opportunity. I'll urge everybody not to interrupt what I'm saying because I'm building a point. First of all, I accuse a lot of people on this panel of speaking about Christianity in Africa in utter ignorance. And by the next 10 minutes, you clearly understand where I'm coming from. Number one, we did not become Christians because of colonialism. That is simply not true. I am a Ghanaian, and we know exactly when the Europeans started coming to the Gold Coast. 15th century, the Dutch came first, followed by the Portuguese, and then followed by the British. And within this span, it's about 120 years when the British took over the entire Gold Coast and they were running it. It took them extra 300 years. So 100 years with the Dutch, 300 years with the British, 400 good years. We did not become Christians. We were trading slaves with them. We were trading gold with them. We did not become Christians. Blacks started becoming Christians only in the 19th century, late 19th century, when missionaries started coming to the Gold Coast and entering into the interior of Black Africa to speak to the people about Christ first and to build educational institutions. So, for instance, in my country, the entire educational institution in my country is built by missionaries. And for the past 200 years, we have not been able to do anything better than what the missionaries did for us. So when you come to my country, all the elite schools in this country are missionary schools.
Okay, great. So Mark,
hold on.
Mark. So Mark, pause for me real quick. Mark. We only have 10 minutes. I'll let you go for 3. All right. So, first of all, your first argument was that we didn't get that Africa or interior Africa didn't become Christian because of colonialism. It only started becoming Christian in the 19th century when missionaries started going into the interior Africa. My guy, hold on, my guy, my brother in Ogun, the late 19th century is when colonialism started. So when you say that we didn't become Christian because of colonialism, and then Christianity started when colonialism kicked off in full, what in the flying hell are you talking about? Number two, you said all the universities and the school system were built by missionaries, meaning that the indigenous spirituality of the people, that those education systems were all taken out and they brought in their own education systems, which of course reinforced the religion that they was going to bring in. My guy, my brother in Umoja, that's colonialism. So what are you talking about?
Volcy,
not your turn.
I'm a Ghanaian and I can attest to what he's saying that is true.
Not your turn.
Yeah. So you see, you are mixing up a whole lot of things. Do you know the bond of 1844?
The what?
Volcy, do you know the bond of 1844 signed between the colonial government and African and the then Gold Coast chiefs?
Signed between which government? Wait a minute. You said signed between what government?
The colonial government.
The who government?
Hold on.
It's the British government.
The colonial government, the crown.
But wait, he said, no, I'm not going to let you speak because you said.
No, hold on. Let me ask you this question.
Don't ask me anything.
Mark, no.
You said that you were not converted because of colonialism. Then you just said that there was something signed between the colonial government
and the crown.
And
Gold Coast Chiefs. That's what he said. Yeah.
yes, between the colonial government and between the Gold Coast Chiefs and the
colonial government.
I am so confused. Is anybody else not confused?
I'm very confused. The moment he said that, I said, "Bruh, what?" I am very confused, Mark. So when the missionaries started going into Africa in earnest, that's around the time of the late 19th century, which is when colonialism popped off. So yeah.
Volcy, you mind if I say something? I know there's another Ghanaian there, so let me just say it so he can respond. Maybe if you give him a chance to speak.
No. This is my time. Let me complete it. This is my time.
Okay, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, Volcy, you totally misunderstand the history of Black Africa in the early days of the European colonizers. Look, colonialism, Black Africa did not start in the 19th century. That is total misunderstanding. Look, the moment the Dutch arrived on our coast, almost all the coastal chiefs pledged allegiance to them. And for us,
I think I recognize that voice. Mark, were you on our live the other night with me and my sister?
Yes, I was. And you were very loud. You wouldn't allow me to talk. You just wanted to. I don't want you to repeat what you did all that time. Allow me.
Oh, no.
All right. Hey, Mark. Yeah. Because you were talking about the late 19th century, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I got this right. When I said that
that was mainly my sister talking, by the way. That wasn't even me.
Right. When I say
I
that
was nice.
Give me a second, okay. So when I said colonialism started in earnest in the late 19th century, which is when the missionaries started, you know what also started in the late 19th century? The scramble for Africa. That's when they did the Berlin Conference in the late 19th century. So when you say that I'm ignorant about the history that's going on here, it seems like I'm not going to call you ignorant about your own country, but it seems here you're not taking that Western history into consideration. You're just thinking that the white folks came and they bought the good Bible with them. That's not the only thing that they did, bro.
I am confused here. Well, I'm confused because were they? Wait a minute. Were they colonized or not?
Of course, nobody's denied that Africa was colonized.
You did.
That's the first thing.
Oh my God.
Well, hold up.
You did that the other night with my.
That's what I.
All right, just hold on for a minute, because we're gonna clear this up real quick. So, he clearly has not heard of the doctrine of discovery or the paper bulls or
the dumb diverses.
When the dumb diverses, when Christianity actually touched sub-Saharan Africa. But it wasn't in no damn 19th century anything. That's not true, sir. Christianity hit the scene. You don't have to give me history. You don't have to give me history. Because in the 15th century, that's when the colonization and the Christianization actually really was taken off. It wasn't no damn 19th century. You know what the dumb diverse?
And I do want to name this. If you come for me again like that, I'm gonna drop you.
What?
Because I forgot what you just did a few minutes ago.
Who were the missionaries in the 15th century?
Hold on, okay. Mark Root, do you know what the dumb diverses is?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't, but I'm asking you. You made an incorrect statement about the 19th century, and you skipped some centuries. The dumb diverses? DUM space DIVERSAS. Dumb diverses.
I don't know about it.
1452 is from the church. It's Christian authorization from the church to the Europeans to go into Africa and reduce. This nigga's coming off mute while I'm talking. What's going on?
Hey, much faith. Be quiet. Please, much faith. Get on mute, or we'll drop you, please. Get on. Why can't I put this man on mute? Okay, great. Go ahead, Bar.
Dumb to verses 1452 is authorization from the church to the Europeans to go into Africa and reduce everyone to permanent, perpetual slavery. That's what it says. That is when you get the Christianization, the spreading, when it starts, because it spreads with the European. Wherever they go, they bring Christianity with them. You can't just skip that and skip to the 19th century, even though that was colonialism as well. It was already there. It came when they came in the 15th century too.
Right, and the thing is, what I'm very, very confused about is you said that the missionaries started going there in earnest and going into the interior Africa in earnest, meaning like they started doing it more and more and more during the late 19th century. The late 19th century is when the scramble for Africa happened, because we all know. Contrary to popular belief, I think we all know this, right? Like Europe colonizing Africa didn't take like a few decades. It took hundreds and hundreds of years. And the late 19th century is when it really started in earnest because of the kickoff of the Industrial Revolution and everything like that. So, like when we talk about it didn't start, like Africa didn't start really Christianizing until the late 19th century, and the colonization, the conquest of Africa also didn't happen until the late 19th century. Are you saying these things don't coincide at all? That would be ahistorical, don't you think?
Well, if you listen to me, you understand me perfectly. Listen, the first contact we had with Europeans was in 1471.
Bro, we know that.
Right?
We know that. We know that. We don't have to go through all that again. Please answer just the question that I brought up. All right. During the scramble for Africa, because your point was that the interior and the coastals of Africa didn't really start becoming much more Christianized until the late 19th century. I agree there. However, during the late 19th century, that's when the Berlin Conference happened. That's when the scramble for Africa happened. That's when the conquest of Africa truly happened. So if these two things are happening at the same time, where missionaries are going into Africa and colonization is happening in earnest, are you saying these two things do not coincide? They definitely coincide, bro.
Volcy, when you say that in the 19th century, during the Berlin Conference, was when the conquest of Africa truly happened. That is total historical illiteracy. Look, the people that were enslaved for 300 years in their own land, that is where the actual conquest happened, not in the 19th century. During the Berlin Conference, in the scramble of Africa, it has nothing to do with they trying to now gain total control of Africa. They have taken control of the whole of Africa. It just had to do with European powers trying to say, you, this power, this belongs to you. You, this power, this belongs to you. Make sure you don't trespass this person's boundary. Make sure you don't trespass this person's boundary. That's all. But the conquest of Africa had already happened 300 to 400 years before the Berlin Conference.
No, hell no, untrue. Very untrue. Because during the 15th to 18th centuries, Africa still had powerful kingdoms. They didn't get conquered until the scramble.
May I add something to that, if possible?
In the case of Ghana, which powerful kingdom are you talking about?
Ghana, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Taylor. Give me a second. When it comes to Ghana, is it I forgot which kingdom Ghana was. I'm not sure if it was Ashanti, right? Because the Ashanti Kingdom. The Ashanti Kingdom didn't fall until like the late 1800s, which is the late 19th century.
I am still so confused.
Me too.
How did you get Christianity if it wasn't through colonialism? I am so confused. Can you have to answer that question?
You never allowed me to answer that question.
Sir, just tell me why. Don't go off on a tangent. Just tell me how, outside of colonialism, you got Christianity.
So let me answer you. In the Gold Coast, the chiefs, the slavers, the colonialists were having perfect relationship. The indirect rule system that the British Crown used to effectively rule the colonies from Ghana to Nigeria was a pact between traditional African chiefs who are not Christians with the Crown. It has
Can
nothing
you
to do
tell
with
me? Can you tell me how you got Christianity? How did you get
Lord, I am
Christianity?
answering the question. Just have patience and let me answer the question.
Mark,
Good.
hold on.
No,
Mark.
just
Answer,
tell
Mark,
me.
answer it directly, because this is what you did.
No, but Kay, listen, please. I just want him to just say it. Boom. How did you get Christianity, if not through colonialism?
So
that's my point. Be direct. Answer directly.
Right. Answer that directly, Mark. Mark, we do not need a preamble. We don't need a history lesson. We all know all this already. How did the interior of Ghana and the Akan people, the Ashanti people, all of you, how did Christianity get there? Because we know the original tribal kings or original chieftains were not Christian. So how did it get there?
Also, while he's on mute, because I guess he doesn't know he's on mute. Just a quick mod thing. We're at 31K. I would like to see this get to 50K. I'm gonna give y'all 30 minutes to get this to 50K. So get them likes up.
All right, Mark, you're on mute right now. I'm not sure if you know, but you're on mute. But just to reiterate the question, right? What Lords was asking is, how did Ghana become Christianized? We know and understand the entire history. We know and understand that the original chieftains, the original kingdoms were not Christian. However, Ghana then became Christian. How did that happen without colonialism and slavery? How?
And answer it directly. Do not go on a tangent and give us the history. Answer it directly.
I'm answering you directly.
Cool.
In the late, how did we become Christians?
Mm-hmm.
In the late 19th century, a missionary society called Basel Missionaries started coming to the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And when they came, they realized that the Gold Coast administration had divided the country into North and South.
Mm-hmm.
And they were favoring the South with limited education to the chief. And this education was going to the children of the chiefs whom they had indirect root pact with.
Mm-hmm.
So the missionaries were like, no, you cannot neglect the people in the interior.
Mm-hmm.
So the missionaries and the Basel missionaries are from Switzerland. They are not colonial power. They are not the Church of England. They are from Switzerland. So and they are the Presbyterians. So when they came, they went to the interior of Africa and they began spreading the gospel to them. And alongside the gospel, they were building schools, they were building orphanages, they were building hospitals, they were building, and it took 20 years. The people really did not understand what they were trying to do.
So colonialism.
Hold on.
So colonialism. Listen. No,
this is a key aspect. Hold on.
No, it's not a key aspect. So it's colonialism.
Colonialism.
You did all of this to tell us it was colonialism.
Colonialism.
It was literal,
brother.
Right. So like Mark's entire thing was that, you know, the Basel mission were Swiss. So that means that they weren't colonists. But the Swiss was founded by Germany, the Swiss Basel mission was founded by the German Missionary Society. And guess what the German Missionary Society was?
It goes deeper than that, though, guys. It goes deeper than that.
Well, we're not talking to you yet, though.
Hold on. Give me a second, Viola, because I know Taylor wants to get in. We got to talk to Much Faith as well. All right. But give us a second. And I do want to get everybody on the panel a chance. So, yeah, Mark, you did all that just to tell us colonialism. Violet, mute for me real quick. Thank you so much. So, yeah, it's all colonialism, brother. Now, here's the fairness I'll give to you, right? Here's the fairness I'll give to you. Yes, they were neglecting the interior for the noble tribal kings, for them to get education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That actually is a history. And yeah, we can even give you that the Basel missionaries had a noble intention to educate them in the interior. We can even give that to you, but it's still colonialism. Because the education systems and the universities that they set up were all about still spreading Christianity. So it was still colonialism, bro.
I want you to help me to understand something here, okay? Let me learn from you. The challenge I have with you trying to say colonialism is the reason why we're we became Christian. It's simple. And this is the tragic aspect of the whole thing. We've been in existence for more than 10,000 years as Black race. The only time we had people coming out to fight for our liberation was when Christian missionaries came. So
man, you sound stupid. Listen, I just want to say something. Colonialism is the practice.
Man.
Yeah, colonialism is the practice of be quiet.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Colonialism is the practice of one nation asserting political control over another territory, often involving settlement, economic exploitation, and importing the colonizer's culture, language, and systems on the indigenous people.
And that's the fucking key. That's the main key right there. You think it's help, but guess what your ass, you leaving with Bibles, they leaving with control of your fucking government and your resources. It's not, you got a school and a book. They got the fucking resources. That's not help, nigga. You're a coon.
So do you guys know where the word slave comes from? Slav.
That's irrelevant. We're Christian.
No, you just I'm going back. Our people, the Germans, all of the indigenous people that are from my tribe, they fucked them over so hard. They killed 30 million of us. While saying that they're killing whatever the fuck they're killing, right? Like,
all right, cool. So, Mark, you got the Panther Claw, so you gotta go. You gotta drop. All right, so violate. We're gonna
before you move on. Before you move on, I just want to say, in the 15th century when they first came, it wasn't as like straight up missionary like it was in the 19th century, but they was converting motherfuckers, but they was targeting the motherfuckers in charge, the kings. And it was basically like the same thing that they always do. It's just like with Ethiopia. You convert, you get help. The king convert, you get access to the guns and the trade monopolies and the prestige. It's prestige that came when the Portuguese came. That's like a prestigious thing to them. Oh, you convert to Christianity, we can actually do business with you. The same thing when the Arabs came. You got to convert to Islam to get in.
But it started from Russia.
I don't give a mother.
All right.
Stop talking. I'm not talking
all right.
to you.
Yeah. I'm done what you're speaking out of turn.
The thing is,
I'm tired of that.
The thing is, the point is that motherfucker said we didn't
about Russia.
We didn't get it from colonialism,
Russia.
But the chieftain signed a thing with the colonial
government. Crazy.
I need people to be so fucking for real.
And see, that's why he got kicked the other night, and while I kept on muting him because Volcy, you were there. He talked about I was being loud. No, we were all correcting misinformation, and I barely talked that night.
The thing is, this is the thing. You will never be able to correct misinformation from a person who believes that a motherfucker sailed all the way from Switzerland to Africa just to help.
Yeah.
They came and gave humanitarian aid.
They're crazy.
They came and gave humanitarian aid. They came to help. Why the fuck would you need? Why would you need help if they wasn't in there fucking over you? Who would you need help for?
The crazy part is that's what they said they were trying to. That's what they said. You know that you always gotta dress up what you're doing when you know you ain't doing what you're supposed to.
But what they think, Bar, is that they came over. They came over to help us. The love of God.
Yeah, a slave, a coon.
Yeah, you know what really gets me, because I always say it's used to spread white supremacy, right? The idea that white folks had to come save Africans is a idea built upon white supremacy. Is the white savior idea.
That is what they use to justify. That's exactly what they use to justify what they was doing.
Because
a white civilizing mission. We had to go save these motherfucking
yeah, it's white man's burden. You know what I mean?
Savages. We had to go save the savages on the dark continent.
These hooligans.
And you know how much sadly, you know how much Africans I get up here sadly. I'm sorry, Blanco, but it's sad, bro, how much of Africans I get coming up here saying that, you know, if it wasn't for Christianity, you know, how horrible it was Christianity that brought education, it was Christianity that brought literacy. All that's some bullshit, bro. Sabidi existed, Andrinka symbols existed, all the University of Timbuktu, all that shit existed, bro. We did not need Christianity to bring universities and education to us. We did not need that. People were already being educated. You think these tribe, you think like the Ashanti Kingdom became that powerful, but motherfuckers not being literate? That's not possible. Like it's insanity, bro.
The crazy
and also,
part.
let's just call the spade a spade. He talked about there was no colonization over there, but he's speaking English though.
He's speaking English though. He's speaking.
What the crazy part is, the first, like, the cradle. Africa is the cradle of civilization. All languages that these people are using is a derivative of our writing system. They got this shit from us. They actually Christianity slowed us down. And then if you look at Europe, they not even Christian. They church is empty. While they were learning how to be hygienic and civilized, and they've advanced past Christianity. They done colonized the world, and everybody else is held back by the fucking shit religions. And they sitting up here ain't even Christian like that no more.
Yeah, that shit not important to them no more.
They're debating whether or not God exists, and everybody in Africa believing in Jesus. It's not even the same.
It's insane, bro.
It's because of the colonial, and now they get to sit up and say shit like, well, you know, we
civilized the world.
Come on.
Can I
you've held the world back everywhere you went. You've hindered niggas progress.
Exactly.
Hey, can I talk to Black for real quick?
Black who?
You, atheist, black atheist.
How old are you and what is your religion?
My religion is, you know me, it's catty.
It's catty, bro. It's catty.
I just wanna talk about something. So when you mentioned that Africa is the cradle of civilization, 100% true. Migration, language, all that, 100% true. The Middle Eastern religions, they're colonizing nature that extended into other places and colonized other people. That's including the Spaniards. That's including a lot of different people, and then in places like Spain, in places like Europe, and in places like Africa. There are a lot of people's ancestors that died on the sword on their spiritual belief and their indigenous beliefs. The identity crisis starts to come with slavery, with American politics, and Americans' association with the mental construct of race and even gender. Because to get into that, biologically, sciencely speaking, gender is fluid, and it was fluid in many indigenous cultures around the world.
Facts.
So not only does this identity crisis affect people of color, I'll say it also affects other white people, because other white people have associated their identity with Abrahamic religions that is nowhere near their ancient ancestor identity.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They've also associated with the concept of race, because the power structure and power dynamics made them do so and helped them do so. So the power dynamic of the racial construct, it falls upon, yes, white people, because white people created that construct because they had the power given to them by the Abrahamic colonization. And so they felt they had the reason to be able to do that, or reasoning behind that. But there's no reasoning behind that. It's just wrong. And people not acknowledging I want to say this, people not acknowledging their ancient identity and only looking at their Abrahamic indoctrinated identity, that is the problem of not understanding one's true identity, because it's two parts of the history. There's two parts of our ancestor story.
You know something, Caddy? I'll be saying that. I'll be telling, Irish people, Italian people, I'll be like, yo, y'all not white, bro. y'all gotta look at what Irish actually was, like the Gaelic language, the Celtic religions. Y'all gotta look at like ancient Italy. I mean, look at all the gods y'all had, you know, Jupiter and Venus and them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some shit you gotta look at. Look at Germany with the Norse gods and Odin and Thor and all them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit that people still look towards today. Like don't worry about being white, because that's what the indoctrination and colonialism brought onto you. You don't have to, you could reject all that shit, bro. Like don't worry about that. Follow your own culture and everything. And all right, so everybody give me a second. Much Faith, are you still there? Because you swiped out. I don't see you anymore. All right, so Much Faith gets, oh, there he is. Much Faith, we know what you are and what you're gonna tell us. Give me a second. Taylor, I'm sorry that I skipped you, Taylor. Taylor, are you at least 18, and do you have any of these religious indoctrinations?
I am at least 18, but no, I was actually on the agreeing side. I apologize. I just wanted to provide a few historical clarifications for the last guest, but
oh yeah, not a problem.
For opposition, I'm willing to drop. No,
all good and well. Until we get another guest, you can you're all welcome to stay. Blanco, I promise I'm gonna get you in. And Violetta, I'm gonna get to you. It's just that you are interrupting. Okay, so stay on mute while we talk to Much Faith. Much Faith, we're gonna try not to jump you. We're gonna try, but if you say some bullshit, I can't. I'm telling you that they may jump you. All right, Much Faith.
I'm gonna get you if you bring up some dumb shit up here.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So for the next 10 minutes, me and Much Faith will have that conversation, starting at about when it gets to about 2 minutes, they'll jump in. All right. So Much Faith, why should black people be Christian?
So why should black people be Christian? It's just one thing that I would say, that Christianity is God's gift to humanity. And Jesus is the all the way to the Father.
Okay, cool.
So, yes.
So Christianity is
they don't want to have
it's too late.
They don't want to have a conversation about history and stuff like that.
They want to preach.
They want to have an airy they want to preach about the airy fairy love of Jesus.
And that's
so I
crazy
suggest
to me.
Yeah, and that ain't the space for that. Answer the question directly. Don't come up here preaching. I'm gonna drop.
Well, no.
He answered it though.
He answered the question.
That was his genuine answer.
I missed that. What did he say?
He said that black people should be Christian because Christianity is God's gift to humanity.
Because yes,
but if he's going to make that statement, he has to prove the existence of said God.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Blanco and Taylor haven't had a lot of time to speak. I'm giving them the floor.
First of all, you would have to define. We got the evidence of God, and then we would have to agree to disagree. That's been a gift. I think it's been a curse.
Me too. I would say that as well. But we're gonna get into that. Let's first have your evidence for a God, Much Faith. Either Blanco or Taylor will talk to you about that. What's your evidence for a God? Go ahead.
So my evidence for God is just simple. It's one thing. So if we all believe in nature as a force,
does God exist in nature?
I'm coming. Let me.
Here we go with the fallacy.
Right.
Here we go. Look at the trees. All right, go. No, we'll be quiet. We'll be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Much Faith. We'll give you the floor.
Awesome.
We'll give you the floor. Go ahead.
Crazy.
So I'm using this analogy because
go ahead.
I presume most of you guys are atheists and you believe in science. So science has the concept of nature, which is an unseen force which moves reality. So if nature is unseen and we believe that nature is the result of what we have, matter, time, and space, then who is nature? If nature is not a person, then I don't know what it is that. For me, I believe that nature is God. So yes.
May I ask you what the definition of nature is?
Okay, let me pull up right now what my.
If you don't know, I can explain.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
That was a great question too.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Because his answer was he believes God is nature, and so your question is actually
nature requires it for something to be occurring naturally in our observable world. So is God something that occurs naturally in our observable world?
Okay, so Merriam-Webster is the well-known dictionary in the whole world and the best dictionary we all know. So this is what he says about what the definition of nature is. He says nature is natural scenery. The external world in it. I'm not finished. He said the external world in its entirety. So what is the difference between this and the explanation that I give about the force that birthed
That's
all
literally
that
what
we
I just
see.
said. I said nature is defined usually by things that are occurring naturally in our observable physical world. So I'm
of course, so
asking you
Oh,
to show me where God is
the
occurring
opposite
naturally
of
in
a
our physical
God.
world.
So that's what I'm saying. So what is the difference with this and what I just said? That if we all believe that nature is the force that birthed this matter, time, and space, then
You're saying
who
God is nature, so you have to be able to clarify that God is occurring naturally in the physical world. Can you please give me evidence of that?
That's just I just said. The force.
You're just making a claim that God is nature. You're not giving an example of how God occurs naturally in our observable world.
Yeah, you just
okay. Let's hold on. Let's hold on. Wait. Much faith. Hold on. Listen. Okay. So let's do it this way, okay? Because you keep saying that God is nature. So outside my apartment building right now, I see a whole bunch of trees. So God is those trees?
No.
Okay. So if God, those trees are nature, and if you're saying God is not those trees, then by definition you're saying God is not nature. So what are you actually saying? What is God then? Define God, because we are defined nature. Things occurring in our world, phenomena occurring physically in our world. That's the definition of nature.
So I believe I began by saying that I use this analogy because we all believe in nature. And the definition for nature is a controlling force that gave birth to all this that we see.
That's not the definition of nature. That's incorrect.
That is it.
You're not following the definition at all. You're just making another claim.
Wait, let me finish.
This is a lot of words. Wait a minute.
Let me finish.
No, I'm not. Because let me tell you, because Taylor asked you a specific question and you have never answered it. You did not answer the question. You're just moving from point to point. Can you repeat the question that Taylor asked you?
Taylor, can you repeat the question that you asked?
See, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yes, you said that God is nature. So I'm asking you to give me an example of how God occurs naturally in our physical, observable world.
First of all,
that bitch came off of mute to make call noises.
Okay.
And I dropped her because of it.
Okay. First of all, I began by saying that I gave that analogy. I never said God is just like nature is nature. No. I give that
That's
analogy.
what you actually said, though.
Let me finish.
You didn't use it as an analogy.
No, that is what you said.
That's exactly what you said. It wasn't an analogy.
Faith, you say God is nature. No,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think y'all should let him get past this. This is the problem right here. That they don't never.
No, I'm not letting him get past it.
No, you said that God was nature. So Taylor is asking you to give us an example of how God shows up in nature. Do it.
Yes, that was the question, and that's why I used
evidence for the claim that God is nature. Empirical evidence that God occurs naturally within nature.
And that is exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Because
you have to do it.
Yeah, I have to do it. Much faith, because much faith, you're gonna run into a problem, right? Because number one, you define God as nature. Number two, I asked you, are the trees that I see outside my apartment also God? You said no. So that means your positions are conflicting each other. They contradict each other. Right. Because those trees are nature, but according to you, they're not. But 5 minutes ago, you said that God is nature. No. Which one is it? You need to clarify right now.
Okay, awesome, great. So
that's exactly what you said, though.
Wait. Okay, can I?
Gotta let him talk so he can tell us how God is nature.
Right.
Great.
Go ahead. Much faith. I'm sorry. Go
ahead.
You
guys asked me to provide an evidence of God. That God exists, right? So
that's not what she asked you. She asked you. She repeated this question a million times.
That was before.
No, I'm talking about her question, though. We are not going to pass up her question because that is what you are trying to do. Mm-hmm. I want you to answer the question that Taylor asked you.
So, Lord, wasn't Volcy just asked me to now?
Answer the question that Taylor asked you.
Okay, hold on.
I want you to answer the question that Taylor asked you.
Taylor asked you. All right, so hold on, wait. Everybody pause. Everybody pause. This is what we're gonna do, Much faith. You know what I'm going to do? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and restart the clock on you because we haven't gotten anywhere, okay? I'm going to restart the clock on you. And this is what you're going to do. Taylor very clearly, you said that God is nature. And Taylor asked, Taylor, can you hold on, wait, no. Yes, that is what you said. You're not going to back off from that now. You said God is nature. Taylor, can you ask him again what your question was?
Absolutely. You said God is nature. My question is, give me an example of God occurring naturally in our physical world.
Great. First of all, I didn't say God is nature. I gave an
You're
analogy.
lying. Now you're lying.
Let me
because
finish.
Yes, you did. You did.
What was the wait?
You did. You
wait.
said God is
Volcy,
nature.
Volcy,
You
what was
said
the
that.
first question?
Okay. Hold on. Stop.
I can remind him. I can backtrack if you like.
Go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead and remind him.
Your original statement, we asked you as a collective, we asked you to prove the existence of your said God. You said your said right. So you said your response to that was God was nature. So I asked my follow-up question, which you again still neglecting to answer.
Okay. So much faith. Here's the problem. Much faith. Here's the problem. You're using the wrong word. You didn't give an analogy. You gave an example, right? Your example was God being nature. So that's not an analogy. So basically, when you give an example, that means that you're actually answering the question of proof of your God. You said, for example, oh, yes. Maybe English is your second language. Is English your second language? Because maybe this is what we're getting confused on. Not to be insulting, but is English your second language?
I get you. English is your first language, though.
English is your first language. Okay, cool. Yes, so you should know the difference between an example and an analogy.
And
all right,
analogy,
so,
yes, I
all right, great. So you weren't giving an analogy, you're giving an example. So that's the problem, okay? So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. To even be, I'm gonna be even more fair to you. I'm going to ask you to answer the question again. As Taylor asks you from the beginning, we're gonna go to her primary first question. What is the evidence of your God? Let's start there. Go.
Great. So this is I'm going back, verbatim. This is what I said. That I know that we all believe in nature. We believe in the existence of nature. That is a force that vetted what we see, time, mass, and space. Right. And if it's a force, with this, we know that God is an unseen being. So then who is nature? Because if nature is a force and God is an unseen being, which is also described as a force, then who is nature? So that is another idea.
Yo, this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm sorry, Taylor. This is amazing. This is amazing because I gave him the chance to do something that Lord told me to not give him that chance.
And he said the exact same.
He said the exact same shit.
Before.
So
that's why I did that.
The exact same thing.
So that's why I did that. Hold on, everybody pause. That's why I did that for, because I wanted to see if he was gonna double down, and he did. So God is nature, but you just said the trees outside my apartment are not God. So you're contradicting yourself. This is hilarious. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Taylor. This is hilarious.
Okay, so can I continue now? So
no, you can't continue now.
No, now we're back to where we are. So I'm asking you to answer my question. We're back to where you.
Can you just answer her question, like for the fifth time? Listen.
So okay, let me answer your question, Taylor. First of all.
Actually, no, you don't get to answer questions. You don't get to answer her question. You have to answer hers first. I'm sorry for interrupting you. You don't get to answer her question. You need to answer hers first. You said God is nature, or that's what you're leading to. That's exactly what you asked. Hold on. Let me repeat what you said. You said that there is a force, a nature out there that creates everything. So who is nature? The answer to that, I'm not already. I'm not gonna give you a chance to backtrack. You've already said God is nature. So Taylor's question is, show us an example of God physically showing up in the natural world. Can you do that for the sixth time, please? And then Taylor, we'll talk to you. Go ahead.
So now, thanks for asking that question. So this is what I'm trying to say, right? So in Christian doctrine and pseudoscience is way different. So I gave that analogy for you to understand where we Christians come from, right? We believe that God created all things. That's why I began by saying, I believe you guys are atheists. So I came to your domain of knowledge. Let me finish, bro. When you guys were talking, I didn't talk. So now you get my point. Oh, boy.
If you don't answer that girl's question.
We're gonna move on in a few minutes, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. If you don't answer, you're not answering. You've been dodging her question for the last almost 20 minutes.
I'm getting there. You guys let me finish.
Okay, so much faith. This is what I want you to understand. We don't need a preamble, bro. Just get to the point. If you say God is nature, give us an example of God showing up in the natural world. Do that, please. For the seventh time.
Jesus is a very example of God showing up in the natural world.
All this for the motherfucker to say Jesus. You know what?
No, I'll follow him on this. Can I follow him on this? Just if he's gonna bring up the Jesus pipeline.
Go ahead. He has 4 minutes left anyway. Then we gotta drop him. Go ahead, Taylor.
Okay. So Jesus is the example. So you need to give us proof that Jesus was God. That's
example.
That's okay. So
that's written throughout the scriptures. That's written through the scriptures.
So you're using the Bible to
prove the Bible.
Yeah.
Of course.
You see how circular that is?
So you see how circular pseudoscience is also is if you
the Bible is a claim. Nobody is talking about pseudoscience. The Bible is the claim. You listen. No, I'm not going to let you finish because you have not given evidence of anything that you're saying. You're just
keep
saying
making another
things.
claim after claim.
First, can I talk now?
You're just making claim after claim after claim. What is your evidence? No, unless your talking includes evidence of these claims.
Yes. First of all, let me expose Taylor.
Hold on. God cannot be nature if you are assuming a creator. Therefore, it's not natural.
Let me finish.
It's that simple.
Katie, the definition for nature in the Merriam-Webster book dictionary. That's what I'm about to
creator.
Let me finish.
Nature, buddy.
Let me finish. Katie, let me finish. Right. The definition for nature, Merriam-Webster book 8a says this: a creative and controlling force in the universe. I wasn't the one who made this up. B says an inner force. And this exposes Taylor's definition for what nature is.
Wait, hold on.
I'll get to that point.
Wait, hold on. Much faith. You said which dictionary were you looking in?
Merriam-Webster.
All right, you just lied because Merriam-Webster. I see number 1, the external world in its entirety. Number 2, hold on, wait. Number 1, hold on. Okay, are you using the 8th definition? The 8th definition: a creative and controlling force in the universe. And be inner force.
No, wait a minute. Now he is. Now he initially, he said number 1. Initially, he read number 1. Now he's using number 8. But initially, he read number 1. He read what you just read, Volcy.
Yeah. So here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? Because wait, hold on. Much faith. I got you. I'm gonna let you talk. I got you. Here's the issue. The reason why you just can't use the dictionary. Hold on. Listen, bro. The reason why you just can't go off the dictionary is because then you're going to run into the dictionary fallacy, which is what you just did right here. You're not going to.
What do you mean by that?
The dictionary fallacy, because words are descriptive. They're not prescriptive, meaning that these words don't. Hold on. I'm talking. Also talking. What that means is that words mean whatever we make them up to mean, right? So this definition that you're using now, this definition that you're using now is basically how people can use the word, right? It doesn't mean that this is what it naturally means from some otherworldly ethereal source. Words mean whatever we want them to mean. That's how they work.
Oh boy. I guess if that's the case, then there's no need for this debate then, because if that's your definition for words, then I think that
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this moving, and I appreciate everybody being here.
He does this on every live. He never answers a question. He just keeps making claim after claim after claim on every live. He never has an answer for it. His answer is that it's the goodness of God. The first answer he gave you was his answer. That's it.
And it was just a pivot. I asked him to further explain. He just said, well, Jesus. Well, I was like, okay, well, let's talk about Jesus. You just kept moving the point. He kept pivoting to the next point when he wasn't actually answering the question. So I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to look at Jesus as a natural function, that's a natural function of two, a male and a female having a kid. So therefore, yeah, that's natural. But to prove that you can't prove a God like that, you can't prove a God just because a book says so.
Exactly. Well, welcome to my lives, Taylor. This usually happens a lot. you could come in you can come in next week when I start doing politics. You'll see that conservatives do the exact same thing. They never answer a question. I remember I used to ask them all the time, what does woke mean? And they want to talk about what the Democrats are doing. I'm like, that's not what I asked you. So it's yeah. Well, welcome to my live, Taylor. Anyway, let's move on to Sam. Sam is the person with the Korean symbols up there. All right,
sorry,
Sam.
Japanese katakana. Yeah, just a quick one on me. Yeah, I live in Japan, but I am from Chicago, Black American, and I'm glad I found my people. I tell you, the reason why I've been living in Japan for 35 years, and a big part of it was to get away from all that Abrahamic nonsense in the States. That was a big part of it. Now, here's the thing. I want to give you guys an analogy because the way I look at it is, and I've seen this. You remember that movie 12 Years a Slave where everybody sat in the back of the plantation and, they were read the version of the Bible, whatever. However, when you look at the Puritan Calvinist version, it's about manifest destiny. You know, we're subhuman. And I liken it to the Bible that I see a lot of Black people reading is like the student's version. And, our school books at school always had the teacher's version that had the answers. That's their version. They're teaching us the meek will inherit the earth, turn the other cheek. Meanwhile, they're being inhumane to us, so that's one thing I try to get, Black people that read the Bible is like, look, man, they're not reading the same Bible that you're reading. They're sitting there sicking dogs after you, doing all these underhanded tactics to you. Meanwhile, once again, you want to take the high road because that's what your Bible teaches you. And so that's just an analogy I like to throw out there. I'm not going to take too much time. I love what you guys are doing, brother. You're doing the Lord's work. You're doing good work. You're doing the good work, and I like how we're all starting to like kind of look at things before colonization. One thing I teach fitness, and one thing whenever I have Black clients, the first thing I do is say, look, let's look at the West African diet before colonization. Because we can't eat what they eat, and we can't be spiritual like they are. That's why a lot of us are messed up today because we're disjointed. So guys, keep it up. All right.
All right. Appreciate you, Sam.
Appreciate you.
And you bring up a very, very good point about the our diet before colonialism, because we already know like they took all of our recipes. They didn't really use none of them because, especially the British people, because British food is horrible, y'all. I'm sorry for the people across the pond, but British food is terrible. That shit is ass, bro. My God.
Like,
you ever seen a blood sausage?
Yeah, like if we eat sodium, we get high blood pressure. We're supposed to be potassium chloride. So there's little things that, that we put in our diet that's killing us. They're literally killing us. But a lot of us are trying to, eat like them, be like them, have what they have, get that. As you know, we say Mzungu, we try to get that white gaze, and you guys got to keep this deconstructing, not only spiritually, but mentally and physically. Keep peeling back the layers, man. You'll find the truth.
Exactly. Always keep deconstructing. Hey, I appreciate you, Sam. I appreciate you so much. All right, guys, we're still waiting for one more guest to come in, and I'll probably end it with I'm going to go ahead and try to find the drop-in guests, but quick commercial break.
Okay.
Quick commercial break, y'all. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Remember, y'all, the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is going down still next year in June of 2026. Bar is going to be performing at least 2 or 3 of his songs. I'm going to find that stage, Bar. If I can't, I'll just get a Bluetooth mic and a speaker and you can rock out, all right? But we're definitely going to have you perform, all right, Bar. But next year, June 2026, likely second week of June, in Central Florida, because that's where I live. If you cannot make it to Central Florida, I completely understand. I appreciate you, and I completely understand. We will still be streaming it, and next probably 2027. I'll try to do it either in Texas or Atlanta, somewhere more central, so where everybody can make it in 2027. But for 2026, that's where it's going to be. If you can make it down, definitely make it down, and I would appreciate you. Yeah, I know Florida Florida is the ghetto. I understand. Florida is whoo boy. But don't worry, y'all, because you will be protected because I am very much strapped in. All right. And it's open carry down here. So do not worry about it. But if y'all could come, I would appreciate y'all come. Make sure to follow all the people on the panel. We're going to convince Lortz to go live one day. Taylor, I'm just meeting her today, but she's a very, very intelligent person, it seems like. Follow her. Blanco is an agnostic. It looks like he's deconstructing as well. Follow him. Bar has great music and great content as well. Follow him. Kay is always up on somebody's panel, giving people the business. So go ahead and follow her as well. And
hopefully, as soon as we figure it out, I will be on the Black Atheist Coalition YouTube page, making content on there. It's Volcy's YouTube page he created for like all different types of Black atheists from across the diaspora to make content on there. So I'm gonna try to get up on there. For some reason, we have technical difficulties with that because when he sent me the invite,
yeah,
for some reason Google would not
let you accept. I don't know why. It's really weird. But what happened to the guest? Hey, Noam, come on back. Well, I don't know what happened to the guest. He was there and then he dropped. Who's gonna get to you? Yeah, it was just family time. We'll get to you. Yeah, we'll get to you. It was just family time. But yeah, y'all. So definitely.
And as soon as TikTok stops thinking I am not a grown woman, I hope I'll make content on here. But TikTok does not believe I'm grown. I tried everything to verify my age on here. My face definitely did not help. That black don't crack shit is really annoying sometimes because they does not believe me.
Yo, I got a whole beard, and for like 6 whole months they said I was 18. I was like 17. I'm like, what the hell? So, like, what y'all be? I got a whole beard on.
I'm like, and it happens to me in real life too. I've actually had mothers they stopped me on the bus like, aren't you supposed to be in school? I'm like, girl, I graduated 10 years ago. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh man, we still gotta show our IDs, but it's all good and well. Well, let's go ahead and have some family time, y'all, before we get another guest up. Taylor, it's our first time seeing you. Do you do any content yourself?
I don't. Sometimes I just pass by and I'm like, okay, I wanna speak. So I just kind of do things.
Well, welcome to Volcy Debates, Taylor.
Thank you guys for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely come through anytime. I do these all the time. Like I'll switch off on weeks. This week I'm doing religion. Next week I'm doing politics. You know what I mean? And those really get fun.
Are we doing the reparations topic again, or is it going to be like what topics is it going to be next week?
Next week I was gonna do matter of fact, next week I was gonna switch it up to America Was Never Great. Because
because sometimes we'll do America's Never Great and reparations was in the same conversation.
Yeah, the same conversation. So yeah, next time I was gonna do America was Never Great, and I was gonna do can you convince me to be a conservative? You know what I mean? Give me a good reason to be you know how sometimes I do, can you give me a good reason to believe in a God? I was gonna do, can you give me a good reason to be a conservative? Because they come out the woodwork when I do that one. Especially America Was Never Great and reparations. They love to come out with those.
I'm like, that's one thing that will draw them out. I'm like because to be honest, those two topics that will draw them out, and it's so crazy because quite frankly, the fact that quite frankly, it shouldn't even have to be a conversation that Black Americans deserve reparations. That's a fact. I don't know why but the fact that they would even try to debate that shows. I'm like, you should speak to Black, because I'm like, Chicago, they're welcome to come live.
I be trying, bro, because honestly, that's the ones who I want to speak to the most. Black conservatives, I'll be trying. But they don't
be coming. It really ain't got nothing to do with us. It just says, because but it's mainly the white ones.
Yeah, it's usually the white ones that come.
I'm like, we don't even get, like, to be honest, when did we do that? We don't even get like far right conservatives of color. Even we mainly get white ones. We don't even get.
Yeah.
The last time we did that, we actually got one from a different country, like Canada. But that's the thing. Like even then, like he was more reasonable.
He was reasonable. Yeah. than other ones because I see that conservatives and everyone's are reasonable. Yeah, because he was from somewhere else. But like I've gotten one black conservative before. Yeah, I've gotten one black conservative before, and let me tell you, boy, when I say the trash panda popped out really fast. So the issue with our our community is the violence and the black on black crime, and you guys are on the plantation, and I'm free. I'm sitting here looking at this nigga like you
like nigga. I'm like niggas, you is not free. Thinking not like free. That.
Not free at all, bad. How's it going, Kate? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, KK?
What up, Kate?
Bar, what's up? Auntie, what's up? Taylor, I love listening to Taylor.
Thank you.
Baby, I felt like it was a treat to listen to Taylor. Hey, Volcy, one thing that I've done this past week was I've tied these social conversations that I mostly hear on TikTok into religiosity. So this
Volcy's done that too.
Yeah, this whole $1 trillion or 10 minutes with Jesus, I typed that into my life, and then child,
they came out.
Look, let me tell you something.
Did they come to play, Kate?
Girl, look here, Miss KK. Look, let me tell you something, baby. The amount of people that I had to call dumb motherfuckers because I'm not getting it. You want 10 minutes with Jesus when you say you finna go to heaven, and he got. Won't you just get the trillion?
Listen, I want the money.
And die and go to heaven, and all the motherfucking questions you can ask that nigga when you go to heaven. But see,
I'm like, let me tell you something. Not only do I want the money, but I want to bring the money with me to heaven. How about that?
Well,
I don't even want to share it.
Right. Well, all jokes aside, I have a very psychological approach to my lives, and I have to just break it down to so many people. The reason why you all are requesting or asking for the 10 minutes isn't to show your religiosity, isn't to show your faithfulness or how much you love Jesus. That is your caveat for this faith-based religion to no longer be faith-based, but now be facts. You want to see if the hoe is real. That's really what you are trying to do because you don't believe it either.
Facts. No, that is facts. That is facts. What I pointed out in my video.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, what I pointed out in my video is that one of the main reasons why they're doing that too is because of the way that Christianity teaches you. It teaches you that this life is. Why do people keep dropping? It teaches you that this life is temporary.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it teaches you that this life is temporary, that it means nothing, et cetera, et cetera.
I wonder, is TikTok doing that? Is TikTok AI doing that?
Yeah, it shouldn't be because mine is taking dropping guess right now.
Bar just dropped, but the person that was underneath me is one of my fans that trolls me. They follow me. They're just they're just one of my pets that pretends to be a fan, and they just follow me around like a good boy.
One of my pets.
That's hilarious.
I
feel like they need to pay you, Kate.
Girl, for free.
One thing that I pointed out in my video about this
for free.
Yeah, one thing I pointed out
no petting the pet for free.
Yeah, one thing I pointed out in my video about this whole 1 trillion thing is that when I was a Christian, they always taught me, this life is temporary or whatever and stuff like that. Like one thing that I always say is like, it give you a thought experiment, right? Let's say I give you $50 million right now. You're going to be doing anything that you want with the $50 million, paying bills, making sure your generations are set up, all that good stuff, right? But if I give you $50 million and then I trap you on a deserted island, I'm talking about like Tom Hanks' deserted island, nothing there but bananas and birds. That $50 million is not going to be worth much at that point. You want to get off the island to go live in society around people, right? And not die somewhere on a deserted island. You feel me? But the way that Christianity teaches you, it teaches you that life is that deserted island, basically. And Jesus is the lifeboat. So basically everything about your life, everything that you love about life, everything that you are within life, it doesn't matter because Jesus is supposed to rescue you from this deserted island. And that's insidious. That means that nothing in life is worth living. Think about your mom, you know what I mean? Your pops, your siblings, food, sex, all of that. None of it is worth anything without Jeebus, you know what I mean? Without the son of Zeus coming down to rescue you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they all pick the 10 minutes.
it's almost like, with the analogy that you use, it's almost like forced nihilism with the hopes of getting on the boat, but the boat never fucking comes.
Exactly.
Forced nihilism. And me, myself, I'm a nihilist, so I understand the concept of being, nihilism, but I think it's far more greater than that, Volcy, because I always say that this religion teaches you to sympathize and also almost, what's the word I'm looking for when something is great and you're making it smaller than what it is? Give me a word for that.
Self-aggrandize?
Something large, you're making it smaller, like it's not a big deal.
Oh, minimize.
Minimize. Okay, so this religion teaches you to minimize narcissism as if it's normality of love.
No,
all while teaching you to be all while teaching you to be subservient and submissive to narcissism, all while teaching you to be a narcissist, and all while teaching you to be a narcissist to others, and have them underneath that same exact spell that you are underneath Yahweh. Because if you actually think about it, the reason why Christians get so upset with these topics and conversations and angry and visceral is not because they know God or Yahweh or Jesus, is because they have become the embodiment of that thing, because that thing isn't real, so they have to become it.
No, all facts.
So, right, the narcissist teaching other people to become narcissists and respect narcissism, all while expect the traits of narcissism in our society.
Yeah, all facts. It's a very
deadly.
There has to have been some sort of like research or psychological study on this, because it's very insidious. I mean, in the only advantage that I've ever seen to any religion, or especially Christianity, is community. Because no matter where you move in this country, you're gonna have some sort of built-in community. Because like you'll find a church if you move to Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? That's really the only advantage here, a built-in community. Everything else, psychologically, I don't think there's any other advantage.
Absolutely. And to add on to what you're saying, Volcy, now that I think about it, I was having a conversation and to hear just made me think about it. I was having a conversation with a good girlfriend of mine, literally one of my best friends, Earth Sanctuary. And it reminds me that when we are deconstructing from Christianity, we must also deconstruct from patriarchy. We must also deconstruct from, of course, homophobia, transphobia. But one thing that most people don't talk about, deconstructing from narcissistic abuse and narcissistic characteristics. Because one thing that I see in atheists that leave this religion is they hold on to the narcissistic characteristics of this religion, because it ties so close into the ego, which is the make-believe self. They think that that is actually a part of them when it's not. I can really clock it all day, but that's something that really needs to happen. Furthermore, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stop because I know you're trying to get off. I also tied Christianity into body count. We'll see. When I tell you, this is what I did in the middle of the motherfucking life for the first day. I created another backdrop on the first day, and I removed Christian. Because the amount of atheists and agnostic and people that I knew that came up and spewed egregious bullshit about body count, I was blown a motherfucking way. I'm second guessing friendships and mutual contacts now because I leaned in and let their asses have it. It was listen, the live was so deep yesterday. I was live for about 18 hours.
Oh, damn.
Because it was like, holy shit. These are my people that I'm on a panel with, people that I agree with, people that I hold in high esteem, people that I think are at a high pinnacle. And these motherfuckers are turning around and saying, yes, body count matters because, and I'm like, what the fuck? My people.
The body count conversation has always been so strange to me, because I ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. Like if me and her are together, me and her are together. You know what I'm saying? Like and the thing is, like, it's like I get the concern of, you know, STDs or whatever, but just get yourselves checked and you'll be good. Like, I don't know, that shit don't matter to me.
But body count, right? STDs have nothing to do with body count.
Nothing to do with that.
Has nothing to do with body count. The things that you look for in a partner has nothing to do with body count. And like I told all the men, the only reason why you're concerned about body count is because you're insecure, you're a loser, you possibly have poor performance, your stroke game ain't good, and probably you're less than well endowed. That's the only reason
hilarious.
why you would be concerned about body count.
Man, and he doesn't want to see me because of body count. That's the trash taking itself out. Like,
girl, when I tell you,
need.
it opens your eyes. It's crazy. Go ahead, Taylor.
That if a guy doesn't want to talk to a girl because of the body count, that's just the trash taking itself out. Like, there's no need to fight over that. Just, you're taking yourself out.
Block and move on. Yes, ma'am. Block and move on.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys, but we have gotten a little bit away from the conversation, and we haven't gotten another. Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. Looks like we're getting another one. Yeah, we are getting another one. All right. Let's see. Sai, how's it going, Sai Huba? Are you at least 18, and what is your religious indoctrination?
Sorry, I didn't clearly understand what you say. Can you repeat?
I said, are you at least 18, and what is your religious indoctrination?
I'm a Christian, and I am 29.
All right, great. I don't believe that Black people should be Christian. Why do you think we should be?
I don't like talking too much about this kind of topic because I mean, religion is a question of choice. You cannot force someone to be a Christian or Muslim.
All right, why'd you come up then, bro? why'd you come up? It literally says Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or BHI. Why'd you come up?
Also, I'm trying to figure out why are you lying? You said you can't force someone to become a Christian or Muslim. Your parents have forced you. That's called indoctrination, my dear. They fed that to you as a child without your consent. Thus, you digest it thinking that it is normalcy, something that is normal. So, yes, you can give Christianity or Islam to someone against their will. And I'm listening to your voice and I hear an accent. So I know that I'm talking to an African brother, which I have. My ancestors are Nigerian. I am Nigerian. So I'm trying to figure out, how did you, as an African, serving the colonizers' God?
Oh, we are not serving the colonizer God. We have just decided to become a Christian according to some own experience.
Okay. So Sai, I'm sorry, Kate. All right. So Sai, you said that you're that you're not following the colonizers' God. You're doing though because of your experience. You do understand that before your country was spoke English, there were multiple other languages and religions that were there. Correct? You understand that?
Oh, all right.
Right, you understand that. Okay, so cool. What happened to those religions?
Those religions, they have disappeared.
Right,
because
and why did it disappear?
Foreign religions. Huh?
Why did it disappear?
They have disappeared because of foreign religions.
Right, they disappeared because Christianity came in.
Yes.
So it's a colonizer's religion. So you're following the colonizer's religion.
Yes.
Cool. So the question then becomes, as Kate asked, our African brother, why are you following the colonizer's religion? We see what colonization did to us. Like, me and you should be living in the same country and living in our Ashanti palaces and shit like that, and we're not.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I do appreciate you.
Volcy is over it, baby. Volcy's okay. Have a good night, Volcy. KK, follow this.
Thank you guys for having me.
KK, follow this account. This is my new account, girl. Follow this account. Have a good night. Thank you, Volcy. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and. No problem. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I do appreciate y'all. Taylor, definitely start doing content because you seem like an intelligent woman. Definitely start doing some. Lords, I'm gonna convince you to go live one day, Lords. I'm gonna convince you to go live one day, and we're gonna break the internet when we do that. All right.
We'll see.
I'll see. All right, guys. No problem. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my last things. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me just switch this up. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody being here. You guys are amazing. Love you all. Remember that the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout is coming next year in 2026. Shout out to everybody who's been watching me across all platforms. Shout out to everybody watching me on Volcy Thoughts. Shout out if you're watching me on the Black Atheist Coalition. You're all wonderful. I appreciate it. If you're watching me on Twitch, I appreciate you there as well. Over on the Deconstruction Junction, for the person who says that no one wants to hear my bullshit because I only have 30 views, I actually have 4,000. Thank you for getting me to 4,000 views. Y'all are amazing over on Deconstruction Junction. I promise I'm gonna have a gift goal soon. But y'all are cool. Y'all amazing. Remember, over on Deconstruction Junction, my YouTube channel, my personal one, is Volcy Thoughts. You can find shorts there. You can find some clips there. You can find all that there over on the Volcy Thoughts channel. If you subscribe to over there, so my shorts and my clips and everything like that. And if you want to follow me for anything else, my Twitch is also Volcy Thoughts. Thank you for watching me there. And Black Atheist Coalition is the second channel where this goes live and where we will have the streaming channel of the Black Atheist Skeptics and Humanist Cookout. So until next time, guys, remember to be soft. What it means to be soft is to be smart, be observant. Remember that you are fallible and always remain thoughtful. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go have